busted up, drained, didn't plan on losing my heart tonight. But on that greasy rooftop, it all felt right. On the roof of the Waffle House, love gets loud. While Dixon's in the kitchen, we escape the crowd. He might motorboat me like a big old beast, but Lord have mercy, he smells like yeast. Might not be forever, might not be clean, but on that rooftop, I'm his queen. Don't wear pride, we climb that ladder just to let it ride. No white picket fence, no wedding ring, but the way you touch me makes the rafters sing. On the roof of the Waffle House, love gets wild. While Dixon's in the kitchen, we escape the crowd. He might motorboat me like a big old beast, but Lord have mercy, he smells like yeast. Might not be forever, might not be clean, but up on that rooftop, I'm his queen. Dentures, I don't wear pride. We climb that ladder just to let it ride. No white picket fence, no wedding ring, but the way you touch me makes the rafters sing. Oh, leave the minivan, leave the 9 to 5, hop in your Beetle, let's feel alive. With Dixon, fried bacon, and a jukebox on, we found the kind of love that don't feel wrong. On the roof of the Waffle House, love gets wild. I'll do broken hearts, lost but proud. But tonight on this rooftop, he's my feast, my wreck, my home, my break routine. But on that dirty rooftop, I'm his queen. I'm his queen.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are, what if any you might be, and welcome back to day 2 in the "Please, sir, can I have my job back?" hearing, where Proctor will come back and tell us all that, hey, I'm just as bad as the rest of them. Why did I get fired? And hopefully it doesn't work. Hey, anime and rumblers. Good morning. And I have to make an excuse. I have been misled by a good friend of mine called Vegas Rick, because he told me it always works to de-escalate a situation if you tell people to calm down. So I put on the tweet today, maybe people just need to calm down a little bit, because I don't mind drama. It's fun to look at from the outside, and I might have tried to start some drama with Sean of the Golf yesterday, but apparently it's kind of like when Mo says, have you tried telling them they act like their mom? Apparently you shouldn't do that. Vegas Rick might have lied to me and implied that this would work. But I think people need to calm down a little bit. There's so effing much drama. And I'm not talking about, because apparently something broke yesterday about an interview. I do sleep sometimes, so I'm not up to date on everything. But when I go on the Twitch thread and everyone is attacking everyone and everyone is calling people traitors, and I just feel, hey, we don't need to sing Kumbaya and be friends, because this is the real world. We all grown-ups. We don't like everyone. There's nothing wrong in that. But calmale. Hello. Medita, 2 days in a row. Well, not until October, because Proctor is not supposed to take the stand till October, but it's going to be interesting to see. We have to go through all these binders with Dewey, and then we'll have to figure out if the defense is calling witnesses. Hello, Mr. Builder. Well, I don't do religion on this channel, so normally we don't hang out with drama. Hey, Smother. Hello. We are, but that's because we're superior to the rest of you Danes. Yeah, apparently, if you need backstabbing, get into one of those craft communities. Yeah, I did. Normally, I don't mind. I like stirring the pot a little bit, but I just don't think it's valuable to do in certain circumstances. I don't mind attacking Sean of the Gulf because he's an idiot who lied to his audience, and sadly, too many people still believes he told the truth. So I don't mind that, but it's when people I like, people I've worked with, starts attacking each other and taking stabs at each other. I feel me no likey. But apparently, you're not allowed to say, "Hey, calm down, everyone. Who knows? Maybe the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar on tomorrow." Ba, 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 da. I'm just looking to see if we have any one that's gone live yet. We don't have that so far. Yes, a lot of people got swept in because Sean of the Gulf did that. I'm a former DEA agent. I have sources, and he don't have any sources, and he lied so much to people. The feds will never let this go to court. When they did, he said, "Well, it's a setup for a bigger thing." No, because Karen Reed could have been spending time in prison right now if the jury did something else. Did he think that a black helicopter would swoop into the prison and release her? That's not how it happens. Proctor was fired on July 1st. No, he was suspended. We all knew he was gonna get fired, but he wasn't fired. And now he's vindicating himself. It's yeah, do I play up certain things? Of course I do, because I live by views and clicks. But do I do the hey, breaking news? Everyone today, you wouldn't see it if you didn't know it, but I have special insights from the town of Canton who were following Michael Proctor's hearing yesterday. And the rumor is the DOJ has a special envoy in the building ready to arrest him if he says something. I can't tell you who it is. I have these special insights because I have cultivated a network of DOJ agents. It might happen today or it might not happen. If it doesn't happen today, it's a setup to get Michael Morrissey. You will see it. It'll happen. Maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow or maybe in 5 years. But Michael Morrissey will stop being the DA of Norfolk County. And I know this from my special insight guys at the DOJ. Michael Morrissey will leave the office of the DA Norfolk County. Maybe not this term, maybe not the next term, but then maybe the following term. I'm just saying, come back, check me in 10 years if I wasn't right. No. Well, Karen Reed has, but and no one will ever be charged with the murder of John O'Keefe because you can't. We have seen all the evidence. There is no evidence. The only way you can ever get a conviction in that case is if someone saw something and says something. And that's not going to happen. I am absolutely fabulous today. I did back, neck, and buys at the gym today. So it's been a good day. Exactly. But it sounded really good. And the rest of us had people coming into our chat saying, well, I heard this. What source? Well, he's a former DEA agent. He knows. Why? He knows nothing. Hey, Costa Rica. This is why you never trust a cop. Never trust the cops. Don't talk to them. Hey, Maria. Hey, Jackhole. Yeah, I saw someone put up a thing that this is kind of like when AHJD happened or ended, more likely, because a lot of people have gotten a lot of views by watching Karen Reed, and Karen Reed has been wonderful to me. I don't get as many daily views, but my channel has grown immensely. But there's people who are sitting out there who have had really big channels that got a lot of traction, and now they have to shift into something else, and they might not really know what direction am I going in. So let's just keep the stove on boiling by doing some drama. It happened a lot in the LawTube community back then. People got angry because someone made money. People got angry that someone kept their audience while others' audience went away. And it's YouTube. And if you ever want to start a YouTube channel, you will learn really fast that there's a lot of backstabbing. There's ass kissing and backstabbing. And there's a lot of small egos. And sadly, you'll have to get burned a few times till you learn to kind of stay away from people, because some people have shown themselves not to be that friendly. And luckily, I haven't had it with anyone in the Karen Reed community, but I got my licks in my early days. I had some people who didn't treat me particularly fairly. Does it also mean that I might not support other people as wholeheartedly as I would? Yeah, sure, because you're sitting here thinking, are they going to burn me? So it's a little annoying. I just like people be friends. Hey, coming for you. Yeah, unless someone flips and confesses, and no one does, because then they will be liable as well. Mrs. Spice. It's just a general drama we have had the last couple of weeks. I just got sick of it today because my tweet thread was filled with it. And I said, calm down. And I shouldn't have said that. Well, they got that later. And luckily, they're out of that problem now. That's good. What is the real difference between German chocolate cake and chocolate cake? Einer möchte einer möchte dir, mag dir, einer gibt's dir eine. What I'm trying to say, one of them gives you an undying wish to go conquer Poland. Well, if you like that kind of thing. Well, thank you so much, Helen, from sunny Scotland. It's been overcast in Denmark today. And Lisa, I was checking. You said that yesterday was members only. I checked. None of my streams are members only from this hearing. YouTube apparently had some studio problems yesterday where things disappeared and things reappeared. It might have been something, but everything should be. The only thing is I put everything in subs only yesterday because we had trolls, and if they want to troll, they have to sub to the channel, because I lost 3 subscribers yesterday. Yeah, I was watching you making fun of people this morning, and I'm never invited on to make fun of soft citizens. Doesn't German chocolate cake have coconut in it? When I think coconut, funny enough, I don't think Germany. I don't know why. Why is no one going live with this? Why ain't nobody live? I'm just checking. Oh,
Good morning, DLP. So I just wanted to go back to our appellant's exhibit 19, APP 0107.
APP, yeah, you know me.
$19, correct?
Correct.
I'm there, sir.
Well, I get up like an hour into your stream, but I just sit here and do my office work and relax listening to you. So I don't go into chat because I don't want to. I just want to relax. Jamie yells enough at me.
All right. And so what we had there, sir, was a June 26th to from, as you call it, from you to Lieutenant Colonel Shoemaker, correct?
Correct.
And we asked you yesterday what the purpose of this was, and I think we
And
sort
there's
of
no subtitles.
characterized it as potential violations, and you told us that you were spitballing about potential charges, correct?
I wouldn't use the term spitballing, but yes, it was the possible
I
violations.
think I
Yes.
asked you about spitballing.
You did.
You agreed with me.
You did.
Okay. And so in this, you told us also that you're not responsible for the ultimate charges in these cases, are you?
Correct.
And that's up to someone else.
It is.
And who's that someone else?
Again, I'm not part of the process. It's the leadership in DST, along with the legal section, I believe.
Colonel Shoemaker?
He would be part of that process, yes.
And so you're drafting this email, I'm sorry, this to from before the mistrial and the relief of duty. And you are highlighting and potential charges, correct?
Correct.
But why would you do that if you're not responsible for the ultimate charges?
So again, I'm not responsible for the ultimate charges, but part of my job is to identify possible violations that directs my invest into what violations I should be looking at.
Right. And in here, you mentioned 5.23, which we went over yesterday, was dissemination, correct?
Correct.
And Michael Proctor was not charged with that, correct?
I don't believe he was.
And you also highlighted and mentioned admin 18, bias policing, et cetera, correct?
The admin 47 for bias policing, yes.
Yes. And he wasn't charged with that either, was he?
So I'm not positive, but I don't believe he was, no.
Okay. Now, you're aware, sir, are you not, that Michael Proctor was ultimately charged with unsatisfactory performance?
Yes, sir.
You didn't mention that in your to from, did you?
I don't believe I did, no. No, sir.
All right. So somebody else came up with that, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, we discussed yesterday that we had some discussions early on, whether it was on the day of the duty status hearing or immediately thereafter, about getting Michael in for an interview pretty quickly, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you told us that nobody told you that you had to hurry this case up.
That is correct.
And in the normal course of an investigation, you would normally do interviews of witnesses first before a subject, correct?
If there were witnesses to interview, correct.
Okay. It's fair to say that
I love Twit Sweat. Maybe everyone calm down a bit. Fuck off, you're not even American. And I'm sure he's happy about it. We all are. What? Who? I'm not sure. Some days I have the belief that Al Gore giving us the internet wasn't the best idea in the world.
the trooper is entitled to an interview as per policy, correct?
Yes,
And a trooper is entitled to an interview as per the collective bargaining agreement, correct?
correct.
And in fact, he's entitled to an interview per those two sources before any conclusions are reached on an investigation, correct?
Correct.
And is it fair to say that your report, well, let me back up. First of all, after you conclude your investigation, you prepare a report, correct?
I do.
And that report is done after you've interviewed witnesses, if it calls for it, and the subject, correct?
The final copy is yes.
Constantly.
Because the subject might be able to offer important facts in the interview, correct?
Yes, sir.
And mitigating factors.
Yes, sir.
And it's actually a matter of due process, isn't it, sir, that a subject should be allowed to be interviewed before conclusions are reached about an investigation?
Yes, sir.
And we saw yesterday under the policy that the subject of an opioid investigation is entitled to all constitutional protections, correct?
Correct.
And all collective bargaining protections, correct?
Correct.
And could you turn, sir, to Appellant's Exhibit 52, APP 0336?
What was the page number again, sir?
APP 0336.
On there, sir.
Okay. So I think we went through this a little bit yesterday, correct?
Yes, sir.
And this is the general order, essentially the rules for our OPIA, Office of Professional Integrity and Accountability, correct?
Yes, sir.
And on page 2, it describes the procedure for opioid cases, correct?
It does.
And the normal process is that you prepare a report on the investigation for DST, correct?
Correct.
And we said yesterday, DST is the Division of Standards and Training, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's the division that you're part of.
It
correct?
is.
And in your report, you provide supporting facts for each allegation, correct?
Correct.
And then a classification of the complaint, correct?
Yes.
And so the report is done after the investigation's finished, right?
Yes, sir.
And the findings, your findings, are presented in the report after the investigation is finished, correct?
Correct.
And so any sustained findings that you make would only be presented in the report after your investigation is finished, correct?
Correct.
And this investigation would include the interview of the subject, correct?
It would.
And it says in here again, and I don't want to repeat myself too often, but the report is submitted to the colonel of the DST, who is Lieutenant Colonel Shoemaker at the time of this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
And Lieutenant Colonel Shoemaker is the designee of the colonel, of Colonel Mott, correct?
Yes, sir.
And so in the normal course of events, you would conduct your full investigation, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Interviewing the subject, witnesses, and you'd prepare a report,
Yes, sir.
and then you'd present it to Colonel Shoemaker, correct?
Correct.
And you'd have findings and conclusions.
Yes.
And after the report is finished and it's sent to Colonel Shoemaker, fair to say that the report is then reviewed by Colonel Shoemaker
Yes, sir.
and the legal department.
Yes, sir.
And in the normal course of events, if I'm the attorney for the trooper, then that report gets sent to me with a recommendation, correct?
That is correct.
And many times negotiations take place between my.
Well, this is where you get into that gray zone, because is his firing legal? With the evidence they put forward, I believe so, but the union might have a different view, and we all know unions are really powerful. But if he gets reinstated, he's never going to go back being a detective in this old role he had. He'll be helping crossing guards and doing dog patrol. This guy's never going to get back to where he was. But this is about him doing the last, I believe it's 3 years till he can get his pension. Because he has a massive pension waiting for him. Brandon looked into it. It's something like $200 a year if he gets his pension. But he was lacking, again, I believe it's 3 years, lacking 3 years till he could get his pension. So he doesn't give a shit if he has to sit and write a desk for 3 years. He just wants that amazing pension you can get as a government worker. And again, if his argument are other people are just as bad as me, well, I don't know. I don't know what the labor law says in Massachusetts, but I think he should be fired for incompetence, but that's not what they got him for.
Myself in the department, correct?
Yes, sir.
And a matter of fact, it's a small percentage of cases, is it not, where we have to go to a trial board?
So I couldn't speak to that, but that's my understanding.
experience?
Yes.
Oh, fancy.
Could you, sir, go to Exhibit 27, Appellant's Exhibit 27, which is APP 0131.
Yes, sir.
All right, you there?
I am.
Okay, and so on APP 0131, we have an email, correct?
We do.
And that's from you to me?
Correct.
And that's dated Friday, July 12th at 3:22 p.m., correct?
Correct.
Friday afternoon. And you have attachments, subject, the second one is Trooper Proctor subject call-in letter, correct?
On the email page.
I'm looking at the email.
Yes, yes.
Right. And then your email is, good afternoon, Dan. Attached to this email is the subject call-in letter for Trooper Proctor for 7/19/24, correct?
Correct.
I've attached transcripts we received from the court, as well as a summary I created. Let me know if you have any questions. If not, have a good weekend. Kevin, correct?
Correct.
So you sent me that on Friday afternoon on 7/12 at 3:22 p.m., correct?
Yes.
Who is Suzanne Caravaggio?
She is the department prosecutor.
Do you work hand in hand with her?
I work with her, yes.
And are you or are you not aware, sir, that Suzanne Caravaggio is the department prosecutor, was trying to schedule a trial board with me on the morning of July 12th before we even agreed to an interview date?
I was not aware at that time, no.
Okay, fair enough. Were you aware that Suzanne called me on Friday afternoon to discuss that?
No.
That same Friday afternoon?
I am not, no.
Were you aware of my email back to Suzanne on the following Monday, the 15th, concerning the irregularities of this?
No, sir.
Okay, fair enough. It's still your testimony, though, sir, that nobody at the department told you to rush this case along?
That is correct.
Second, it's 29, which you know, 29, 30. Could you, DLT, turn to Exhibit 29, please? There.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there. So Exhibit 29, APP 0140. You with me there?
What was the page number again?
APP 0140.
Yes, sir.
All right. And this is an email from you, correct?
Yes,
And it's to Bruce O'Rourke.
it is.
Who's Bruce O'Rourke?
At the time, he was the OPIA unit commander.
He's one of your bosses?
Yes,
The date of this is Thursday, July 11th of 24, correct?
yes,
And the time is 3:57 p.m., correct?
yes,
And the attachments are Proctor IAS 2024-0014 report drafts, ... correct?
yes,
And so this is addressed to Captain and Goose,
yes,
correct?
yes,
Captain is O'Rourke.
it is.
Who's Goose?
Who's his DLT, John Goslin?
Okay, that's his nickname,
It is, yes.
right? And so your email says, on July 11th, attached is the draft report for IAS 24-0014, correct?
Yes,
Please review and let me know any suggestions, corrections, changes. It has not been peer reviewed yet. For the interest of time and being able to submit it tomorrow. Goose, if you could look at it too, make sure I didn't miss anything. Thank you. Kevin, did I read that correctly?
you did.
And so this is a draft of the final report that you're sending to Captain and Goose, correct?
I don't believe it's the draft of my final report. It was the draft at the time.
Correct. I misspoke. I'm sorry.
Yes,
It is
yes.
a draft of a proposed report,
Correct.
correct? And you're sending it on July 11th, correct?
Yes, sir.
8 days before Michael Proctor's interview,
Correct.
3 days after his duty status hearing.
Yes, sir.
And is it fair to say that as of July 11th, DLT, you're not finished with your investigation?
I'm not.
And you make the statement that it has not been peer reviewed yet. What does that mean?
So prior to us submitting a final report, when I read a report, it gets submitted to a peer for another set of eyes to look at it to see if anything was missed.
Okay. And you state for the interest of time and being able to submit tomorrow. What did you mean by that?
Yes, this is his union lawyers. That's why I call it cross, because we are used to the normal prosecution defense, but this is the union and the police are the other side.
I can't speak that probably for another review. At that time, I can't speak to what I meant by that. The invoice wasn't done yet, so I don't know why it was submitted. I assume it was to submit for a peer review.
Well, don't the words "for the interest of time" suggest that this was a priority?
This case was a priority.
And don't the words "for the interest of time" suggest that somebody might have told you, hurry this case along?
No, sir.
You just wrote those words.
I did, sir.
And so this document has 8 pages, correct? The draft report.
Yes, sir.
And on page 6, you have conclusions, correct?
I do.
So you had conclusions already drafted on page 6, 8 days before Michael Proctor was interviewed, correct?
As a draft, I
Okay.
believe, if I could,
Yeah, go ahead.
I believe I also, and somewhere in the emails, I specified that any conclusions that I drew was based on information that I knew at the time, and was pending the results of Proctor's interview.
Okay. You said you wrote that somewhere?
I did.
Is that been produced to us? Right now. But in any event, sir,
For the record, this was turned over. I apologize.
What's happening?
I apologize.
All right, what did you just give to Mr. Monahan?
A courtesy copy of an email he already has,
Is that,
that was produced in the same production that the department gave to counsel for the appellant as part of his full production prior to August 12th as ordered by the commission. This is a courtesy copy because I suspected Attorney Moynihan was going to go here and attempt to misrepresent the record. This is an attempt to correct the record.
is your copy, please?
May I approach?
this morning about this draft, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I can,
To read it?
I should have done that.
Mr. Monahan, we would admit this into the record.
Do you have time to read it?
I'm sorry.
Do you have time to read it?
I quickly just read it. There is an email. I don't have, I can move on.
Right, I'm just saying, do you want to submit it? You want
No,
to do that later?
I don't wish to submit it.
Okay, thank you. I'll hold on to this copy for now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Guilty. I've asked you a number of questions, factual questions here this morning about this draft, correct?
Yes, sir.
Have I misrepresented anything to you?
No,
Thank you. Now, on the draft, it's dated August 14th, correct?
yes, sir.
What was the significance of August 14th?
So if I could, it's actually dated August 14th, 2025,
Yeah, right.
which would have been about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I can only surmise, but this was probably a Word document. The Word documents I use auto update the date field. So I assume that that was the date that this document was printed. That is not the date that I drafted that letter.
Okay. And was there any significance to August 14th of 24?
Not that I can recall, sir.
But in any event, you do have conclusions on page 6, right?
Correct.
And they take 3 pages.
They do.
Now, could you look at Exhibit 30, please?
Yes, sir.
And we have on APP 0150, an email from you again, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's from you, correct?
I what? I don't know what you're talking about. But I'll go to the urologist if I need to. Why should I go? It's not me who's pissing glass. I don't vacation in Thailand like someone else who has the official banner for the WNBA as their logo.
It is.
To Suzanne Caravaggio,
Yes,
the
yes, it is.
department prosecutor, right?
Yes,
And also copied to Bruce O'Rourke, the captain.
yes,
And the date of this is Friday, July 12, 2024, 10:33 a.m., Friday morning,
correct.
same day. And you say to Suzanne, attached is the draft report for IAS 240014 for your review. Thank you, Kevin, correct?
Yes, sir.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I think you told us you were not aware that Suzanne was trying to schedule the trial board already on that day.
Correct.
And this is 8 pages, correct?
It is.
And again, you have conclusions already made, correct?
I do.
It's not a
And
cucumber.
why are you sending it to Suzanne?
It's normal process to have multiple people look at a report to, again, find any missing elements or something that needs to be addressed.
Is it normal process to send her a draft of a report before the subject's been interviewed?
It's not unnormal or abnormal.
How many times have you done that?
I can't put a number on it, sir, but I'm sure I've done it multiple times.
When was the last time you did it?
I couldn't speak to that,
Michael
sir.
Proctor's case?
It could have been.
Could you go to 31, please, which is APP 00160?
You would be more than welcome to. And I'll buy you the first beer.
I'm there, sir.
All right, and so we have here an email from Suzanne Caravaggio, correct?
Yes, sir.
To you,
Yep. Yes, sir.
subject Proctor.
Correct.
Date, Friday, again, it was a busy day, wasn't it?
A lot of emails, sure.
Friday, July 12th, 2024 at 12:46 PM, correct?
Correct.
And the attachment is Proctor, case number, report, ... correct?
Yes, sir.
And Suzanne says to you, Kevin, please see the attached draft report with edits. Thanks, Suzanne, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, the first thing I have to ask you about is on the first page of this, now the report's 9 pages, correct?
Yes, it is.
And again, this is 7 days before Michael Proctor's interview, correct?
Yes.
And so on the first page of the report with edits, the date is changed by somebody, correct?
Again, I believe that's the auto update feature because it's again changed to August 14th, 2025.
Okay. Do you know what date originally was on these documents?
It appears it was July 12th, 2024.
And so in any event, she makes additional edits to the report, correct?
She does.
And it now becomes 9 pages.
Correct.
And this is a week before Michael's interview, correct?
Correct. I believe it went to 9 pages though, because when Suzanne looks at it, she uses what's called track changes.
Yeah.
So the bulk of her edits have to do with grammar or spacing. So when you make the track changes, it doesn't take out what was originally written. It just puts her recommendations in there. So that's why it makes the document longer.
Could you go to Exhibit 32, please, sir? Appellant's Exhibit, which is APP 0171.
Yes, sir. I'm there.
All right, so this is another email from Suzanne Caravaggio, correct?
It is.
To Kevin Dwyer, correct?
Yes, sir.
And its subject is Proctor, draft charge outline, correct?
It is.
And the date of it is Friday, July 12th, 24, again, correct?
Correct.
12:49 PM.
Correct.
3 minutes after she sent you her draft report with edits, correct?
I believe that's accurate. Yes.
And this is 4 days after the duty status hearing where Michael was suspended without pay, correct?
Correct.
And it was 7 days before the interview.
Correct.
And she's sending you a charge outline, correct?
For potential charges. Yes.
So is it fair to say that Suzanne Caravaggio is advising you of what charges you need to find Michael Proctor guilty of?
That is not accurate.
Well, what is the purpose of this?
To advise me of what the potential charges are. I think that is unfair to say that anyone tells an investigator what charges to find guilt on,
Okay, well, I'm just reading a document.
Charges to what?
to find guilt on.
I'm just reading a document, sir, and I'm trying to infer what it means, but you told us that you don't decide the charges and
I
how
do
the
not.
case plays out at the end, right?
I do not.
Well, would it be fair to say Suzanne does do that?
Suzanne's,
They are trying to do this, implied that they did the same as Proctor did, came to a conclusion and just made all the pieces fit after. But he's misstating what is in the document. And I like this Dewey guy. Or Dwyer guy. He seems to keep his cool and doesn't mind going at him and say, "Well, that's a lie. You're wrong."
part of that process, yes.
So Suzanne's the person who decides what the charges should be.
Objection has been answered.
I believe, Mr. Monahan, I believe the witness did say she's part of it.
Thank you, he answered it. And so she then attaches an email, with her email, she has an attachment with potential charges, correct?
She does.
And she has 4 charges listed.
She
Correct.
does. Yes, sir.
And the first one is unsatisfactory performance.
It is.
And that's ultimately what Michael was charged with, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's ultimately what Michael Proctor was fired for, correct?
I can't speak to that, sir.
You don't know that today?
I don't know what caused that, the determination for.
No.
discipline.
My question,
I'm
sir,
sorry,
is,
hold on a second.
sorry.
His voice is dropping and you're asking the
Apologize.
question. So what I have so far is I don't know what caused the termination for the,
I don't know what played into the process to cause the termination, as far as what weight was placed on which charge.
Okay. But you know that as we sit here today, that Michael Proctor was fired for unsatisfactory performance, Class A, correct?
Correct.
And that's one of the charges Suzanne Caravaggio suggests to you.
It is.
And then she has dissemination, alcoholic beverages, and use of equipment, correct?
Correct.
Now, use of equipment is a Class C violation, correct?
Yes, sir.
Madam Commissioner, could I have 1 second just to? If I could just have a moment.
This cameraman is really working his lenses. Depends on what charges are for.
DLT, could you go to Respondent's Exhibit 26, please? Yeah, I have this. Thank you.
26, you said?
26. It would be R0667.
I'm there, sir.
Sorry, I mean,
R0667.
please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. You ready, sir?
I am, sir.
So let's go, first of all, let's work from the bottom up. Use of equipment is a Class C violation, correct?
Correct.
And looking at page 1 of 5, R0667, Class C violations for a First Amendment offense, you can't be fired for that, right?
For the first offense, no, you cannot.
Okay. Looking up alcoholic beverages and drugs, which we'll talk about later, that's a Class B offense, correct?
It is.
First offense, Class B, you can't be fired for that, right?
Correct.
Dissemination of information, Class C. First offense, Class C, you can't be fired for that, right?
Correct.
Unsatisfactory performance, if you could turn to page R0669 of this index of rules and regulations. Actually, let me back up, sir, just so we know. What are we looking at here?
This is the Appendix A. It's the discipline guidelines.
Discipline guidelines for the Department of State Police.
Correct.
And this is the, essentially the rule book for disciplinary offenses and what the department can do in terms of the finding of a guilt on a disciplinary charge, correct?
Correct.
And they're regulated by these guidelines.
They are.
And so looking at page RO 669, tell me when you're there.
I'm there.
Okay. And so Suzanne recommends 5.82 unsatisfactory performance, Class A, correct?
Yes, sir.
And so looking on page 3 of 5, RO 669, do you see 5.8.2 in the middle of the page under unsatisfactory performance?
I do.
And is it fair to say, sir, that the department can choose at its discretion to classify it as a Class D, which would not be fireable, correct?
Correct.
Class C, which would not be fireable, correct?
Correct.
Class B, which would not be fireable,
Correct.
or Class A, which would make it fireable, correct? And so it was discretionary in this case to classify Michael Proctor's unsatisfactory performance charge as an A, B, C, or a D.
I don't think I can speak to that, sir.
Well, no, I'm just going by the guidelines.
Oh, well, yes, based on the guidelines, yes,
Right.
it is,
Right.
yes.
And Suzanne, in this email, is telling you unsatisfactory performance, Class A, correct?
Correct.
And Michael Proctor was never charged with dissemination, was he?
I don't believe so, sir.
Well, he might be reinstated because he is fired already.
Could you go to Appellant's Exhibit 33, please? Which is APP 00, I'm sorry, APP 0174.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, this is an email from you, correct?
It is.
To Suzanne Caravaggio again.
Correct.
Subject Proctor draft charge outline, correct?
Correct.
And again, this is on that Friday afternoon, July 12th of 24 at 1:08 PM, correct?
Correct.
And your email to Suzanne is attached as the copy for you to continue reviewing. Thank you.
Correct.
And again, the date on the report is misstated again, correct?
It is.
And this is again an 8-page report, once again, correct?
It is.
And on page 6, we begin with a conclusion section, correct?
Correct.
And this is 7 days before Michael Proctor's interview.
6 days. Yes, 7 days. Correct.
Could you turn to Appellant's Exhibit 34, please? Which is APP 0184. Page number.
Yes, sir.
All right. This is another email from you to Suzanne Caravaggio, correct?
It is.
She's the prosecutor of the legal department.
She is.
And again, subject Proctor-report, correct?
Correct.
This one's dated Tuesday, July 16, 2024 at 5:06 PM, correct?
Correct.
And it says, thanks Suzanne Kevin, correct?
Yes.
Now, apparently just prior to that, Suzanne had sent you an email on July 16th at 5:06 PM, correct? Does it appear that way?
Yes.
And it says, subject Proctor report. And it says, hi, Kevin, attached, please find your current draft of your report in Proctor with my changes. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, Suzanne. Correct?
Yes.
And the report is now 9 pages, correct?
Yes, sir.
And this is 3 days before Michael Proctor's interview.
Yes, sir.
Could you go to Exhibit 35, please? APP, page number 0196.
Can you please repeat that? Mr. Chairman?
Page number APP 0196. You there, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. And so this is an email from you, correct,
It is.
to Jeremy Sweeney.
Correct.
Who's Jeremy Sweeney?
Jerry Sweeney was a DLT that was an OPIA.
All right. And the date of this is Wednesday, July 17th, 2024 at 7:07 PM, correct?
Correct.
And the attachment is Proctor, case number, report draft, ... correct?
Correct.
And attached to this, sir, is a report of 12 pages, correct?
Correct.
Draft report of 12 pages.
Yes, sir.
So the report is now grown from 9 to 12, right?
Correct.
And this is 2 days before Michael Proctor's interview.
Yes, sir.
So at this point in time, July 16th, this report's been reviewed by Suzanne, by you, by Goose, and by Sweeney, right?
Correct, sir.
And Suzanne had suggested to you what the charges should be, correct?
She did not suggest to me what the charges should be.
Well, I guess, I don't want to misstate what she's doing there, but what is she doing there when she sends you that potential charge outline?
So I believe that's what the potential charges would be.
All right, so she's not suggesting that to you, is that what you're saying?
She's not suggesting to me as in regards as to how my invest should move forward.
Okay, fair enough. Now, on page 6, if you could, of the report, which is AP.
Wasn't she the one who called people's jobs to try and get them fired as well? So I don't think she's a shy violet, as you say.
P 0203. Could you please look at that?
Yes, sir.
So you added paragraphs 9 and 10, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in paragraph 10, you state, now this is dated July 16th, correct?
It is.
So in paragraph 10, you say, on July 19th, 2024, I, along with Detective Lieutenant Jeremy Sweeney, interviewed Trooper Proctor at General Headquarters, correct?
It does.
That didn't happen yet.
No, but if you notice, those two paragraphs are in bold.
Yeah.
So this is a draft copy of my report.
Okay.
The way I do reports is I write the report as it goes. At the time that I wrote this, the interview was scheduled for July 19th.
Right.
So I pre-wrote this because that is a boilerplate paragraph. That is the same language that's used in every paragraph, but I put it in bold because it was subject to change.
But answer this question, sir. Had the interview happened yet?
It had not.
And you state that Trooper Proctor was accompanied by Sergeant Johnson and Spam Attorney Daniel Moynihan. We hadn't arrived yet, right?
Again.
Yes or no? Yes or no? With all due
No.
respect.
Nope, it has not.
And you,
This is such a stupid argument because whenever we do our sentencing, they have a sentencing document and it'll state the person was found not guilty, the person was found guilty, and they'll just cross out what they don't need, so they don't have to sit and write it every single time. And it's because when our verdict is done and we've given it to the defendant, they'll go up, give it to their secretaries. They will go into the same document and just delete all of the things that's crossed out, so it's efficient. It's the same he's doing. He's just putting it in bold. So, okay, these are the facts. Does he confirm them? Okay, I can unbold them. It's a stupid argument. It's just, yeah, there's no subtitles. That's why I say sorry, no subs in the banner.
say that 4 lines down, this interview was digitally recorded with the consent of all persons present and later transcribed. That hadn't happened yet.
Objection.
Correct.
We've been through this. He says it's a form paragraph that is written. It's the same in every report he writes. He fills in the details and then he corrects it after the fact if it needs it. But he has already testified that this is something he pre-filled before the interview took place because it's a boilerplate paragraph. this questioning is badgering and irrelevant and misleading.
I'll allow the question. Thank you, Mr. Carlin. Do you want Mr. Monahan to repeat that question?
Please.
So it says this interview was digitally recorded with the consent of all persons present and later transcribed. Again, that hadn't happened yet,
It
correct?
did not happen yet, correct.
And then in paragraph 11, you say, in summary, Trooper Proctor stated the following with a colon, correct?
Correct.
And then it says Trooper Proctor said, ... right?
Correct.
So in other words, you were going to fill in the blanks.
That was a placeholder. So when I completed Trooper Proctor's interview, I could fill in what he told us. Yes,
Is it still your testimony, sir, that nobody told you to rush this case through?
it is.
Is it fair to say that Michael Proctor's subject interview here was just a formality?
That is not true.
Is it fair to say that Michael Proctor's termination was just a predetermination?
I can't speak to that, sir.
Now, on page 10 of that report, can we look at that, please?
Yeah, it's just a template, but because he wants it to say, well, you had already pre-written it because you knew you were going to find him guilty, so he should be reinstated. But that's not what he's testifying to. And again, it's efficiency. I bet you most of you have standard formulas you use in your daily work. When I was in the bakery, we would have to do like temp control and then we'll have a checklist. So Monday we did this, and then you'll just cross out if you didn't do this thing or that thing. And then on Wednesday you'll say, yeah, today we cleaned all the shelves in bleach. So we left that, but you don't do it every day, and you'll just cross it out so people know, okay, it hasn't been done today, because it's way more efficient than me writing temperature, we cleaned all the shelves with bleach, blah, 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 blah. And you just, or you can check off what you need to check off and leave the things that you don't need. It's such a stupid argument, but this entire hearing is stupid. Press yes for horse. Who? Brandon, I don't know what drugs you're on, but if you're coming to Denmark, I need some of them.
Yes, sir.
Now, you spent quite a bit of time with Attorney Carley going through your sustained findings, did you not?
I did.
And here, 3 days before Michael Proctor's interview, before your investigation is finished, you have made 12 recommendations, correct?
Correct.
And you've recommended whether to sustain or not sustain before the interview's done, before the investigation is done. Is that fair to say?
Again, this was a draft report, and I would point you to that email that I sent before saying that these recommendations were only based on the information we knew at the time, and they were subject to change pending Trooper Proctor's interview.
Did any of these recommendations change?
I don't believe they did.
So fair to say again, sir, that 3 days before the investigation was, let me strike that, 3 days before he gets interviewed, before your investigation, you've made 12 recommendations to sustain or not sustain, correct?
Based just on the information that we knew at the time, correct.
And it was these charges, were they not, that got presented to the trial board?
These recommendations
Yes.
in the final draft, yes.
Yes. And it was these charges which served as the basis to fire Michael Proctor.
Yes, sir.
Because he made them based on his investigation. And then he went in and talked to him and found out, yeah, there was a basis to recommend these charges. How is this a big problem?
And in the regulation, Michael Proctor, as an employee of the Mass State Police, was entitled to all constitutional protections, correct?
Correct.
And doesn't that include due process?
It does.
Now, I want to ask you a series of questions about Michael Proctor's interview on July 19th.
Yes, sir.
So this interview took place on July 19th, 3 days after that last report we just looked at, right?
Yes, sir.
And I was there,
You were?
and there was another attorney there, correct?
Correct.
And you were there, and then Mr. DLT Sweeney was there, right?
Correct.
Because I don't want to stuff your pills up my keister. Come on now.
And is it fair to say, as of that date and even up until the present, you've never seen the entirety of these text message threads?
Can you ask that again?
Two questions, I'm sorry. So let me say it up to today's date. Have you ever seen the entirety of these text message threads, hundreds of thousands?
I have not, no.
Okay. We only have these clips, correct?
Correct.
And that's what we went with on July 19th.
It is.
So it's fair to say that there are 4 groups of text messages, and I'll go through them, just part of my question. There's a text message with friends that he grew up with, right?
Correct.
And you're aware that those guys all grew up in Canton?
Yes.
And then there's text, and I think we discussed this, there are 38,707 total texts between him and his friends over a period of time, correct?
That number sounds accurate, yes.
And we don't have all those.
No, sir.
And then the text with his sister, correct?
Correct.
And there were 2,865 total texts between him and his sister, correct?
Sounds to be right, yes.
And then there were texts with his wife Elizabeth, correct?
Yes.
And these are private texts, right?
Yes, sir.
And there's such a thing known as a spousal privilege in the law, isn't there?
Yes, sir.
And Michael never asserted that privilege, did he?
He did not.
And there are 1,162 texts between he and his wife, correct?
I don't know the number, but that would
Sound about
surprise me.
right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but we didn't have
So how much more is he texting his sister than his wife? Bro.
all those.
We did not.
And then the text with other troopers in the unit. There were 43,380 texts between he and the other troopers in the unit, correct?
Again, sounds about right, yes.
Okay. By the way, was any other, and these all happened back in 22, the text with the other troopers?
Yes, sir.
No other trooper faced discipline as being part of these conversations, did they?
I don't know if I can speak to that, sir. I wasn't involved in any other processes.
Okay, fair enough. Did Michael Proctor ever deny the authenticity of these texts
He did not.
in his interview
He did not.
at the trial?
He did not.
Did you ever find him to be untruthful in any way
I did not.
with respect to the text, with respect to his investigation?
I did not.
And is it fair to say that Michael Proctor has repeatedly apologized for these texts?
He has?
And he's told you and others, many, many others,
I heard it's a bit colder in the courtroom today, so
that they were unprofessional and regrettable and juvenile, correct?
He did.
Now, you served as a detective in a DA's office, correct?
I have.
That was in Worcester County?
Yes, sir.
And you were there for 6 years, right?
Approximately, yes.
And you're familiar with the protocols of a DA's office and detective units?
I am.
And so there have been terms used here, lead investigator and case officer, correct?
Yes, sir.
Are those the same thing?
Essentially, yes.
And so in the Reed case, Michael Proctor was assigned by his bosses to be the case officer.
Correct.
Is it fair to say that the case officer is kind of like a secretary for the case?
I don't know if I would use the term secretary. My understanding of case officer, while they're the person responsible for the complete investigation, they're not necessarily the one that does all the work. They do a bulk of the work, and then they ensure that everyone else who's assigned different tasks in that invest do what they need to do.
And it's the case officer's responsibility to collect everyone else's reports, correct?
Correct.
And there are many people who work in an investigation on a homicide, correct?
There are.
And so as case officer, it doesn't mean Michael Proctor's in charge of the unit, does he?
It does not.
And he's kind of like a spoke in the wheel, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so by coining Michael Proctor as the lead investigator in the Reed case, it suggests that he was in charge of the investigation, does it not?
I think the argument could be made that I don't know if in charge is the right term, but he's the one that's responsible for the investigation.
Okay, but he still has to answer to Sergeant Buchanan, right?
Correct,
And DLT Tully,
correct,
and Lieutenant Fanning,
correct,
and Captain Collins,
correct,
and Major Coppenrath,
correct,
and Lieutenant Colonel Connors,
correct.
and ultimately Colonel Mon and Deputy Pinkham, correct?
Yes, sir.
And so he's at the bottom of the run.
In that chain of command, yes, he is.
So he does, and as a trooper, you're obligated to follow the orders of.
So are you going to present a piece of paper? Because this is the good old German excuse. I was just following orders. Sorry to all my German fans, but that's what we call it. Are you going to send a piece of paper over to this guy saying, did you know Bukaki told him to share privileged information? Did you know Lieutenant Tully was the one who told him, hey, tell your buddies about her having a flat ass? Are you going to tell me that Michael Morrissey was the guy who did anything? It's the context and the content of the text. It's not what his position was in the police department. He told people about case-sensitive material. He showed disparaging remarks against a defendant. No one told him to write any of these texts. Should they have reacted? Yes. That's why I think Bukaki lost 6 vacation days. But he texted all of that crap. This is stupid.
Your superiors, correct?
Yes, sir.
So is it fair to say that in a homicide investigation, which you're familiar with, right?
I am.
It is a collaboration between all members of the DA's of the SPDU unit.
It is.
And it's also a collaboration between the state police SPDU unit and the DA's office.
It is.
And Michael Proctor did not have authority to supervise this investigation in the Reed case, did he?
As a supervisor, no.
And he did not have authority to decide what to charge Ms. Reed, did he?
Correct.
And he did not have authority of whether to charge her, correct?
Correct.
That's the decision of the Norfolk County DA's office.
It is, yes.
And so could we go to Respondents Exhibit 20, please?
You said 20?
Yes, please. And it is Bates number RO513.
This is the argument they're going with. Someone else should have stopped him. Yeah.
You have a page number, sir?
Yes, as RO514 is where it starts, and I just need to get my bearings to go to the specific page. And I'm going to go to Bates number RO521.
Really want to know where this
Yes,
is
sir.
going because it's just boring.
So this is Exhibit AAA in the Reed case, correct?
Correct.
Dated 6/12/24.
Yes.
And going through this, first of all, this is the text message chain with his friends who grew up in Canada.
Yes, sir.
Now, when conducting an investigation in a homicide, is it fair to say that as an investigator, you form opinions about the case after a certain amount of investigation has been conducted?
Yes, sir.
And is it fair to say that you form opinions as a human being about the suspect based on fact and reason?
Yes, sir.
And it's natural, it's human nature, is it not, to form an opinion about someone you believe to be the suspect of a homicide?
Yes, sir.
But it should be based on fact and reason.
Correct.
And you have conducted, I think you told us previously that after you conducted an investigation, you formed opinions about suspects, correct?
I'm sure I have, sir. Yes.
You don't have warm, fuzzy feelings for somebody you think committed a homicide, correct?
But that's not the problem. He can have all the opinions he wants, but he just can't show his giant bias against this woman by using disparaging remarks. Oh my fucking God, this is ridiculous.
Probably wouldn't know, and I have not, yes.
And you said in your report, it's entirely reasonable for some investigator to form an opinion about a suspect.
Yes, sir.
And it's entirely reasonable to express your personal opinions to family members and close friends, correct?
It is, but as a police officer, there are certain things that you cannot share.
And the statements that we're going to look at here, I'm not going to go into detail on, but these were made in a private setting, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you would agree that you and me and everyone has an expectation of privacy on your personal cell phone, correct?
As a citizen, but as police officers, we have a different expectation.
Okay, but we did say earlier, did we not, yesterday, that there's no state police policy governing personal conversations on a personal cell phone, correct?
There is not.
Objection.
Mr. Collins,
That's misleading and it's mischaracterizing the testimony.
what was your question?
My recollection is that there was no specific policy violation suggested with regard to Detective Lieutenant Dwyer's investigation, but it is not the same thing as there is no policy that governs the conduct of an investigator like Michael Proctor with regard to their behavior using the personal cell phone. That is not the same thing.
I agree with Mr. Collins, Mr. Martin, it's not the same thing.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, I didn't ask about conduct. I asked about personal content of conversations on a personal phone, and we've discussed the fact there is no policy. If DLT Dwyer can go through the 1,000 pages of policy and find it, then let's go do it.
I'd be happy to point him at the charges with which Michael Proctor was brought up and convicted.
I understand, but he said it isn't a state police
Policy.
policy.
Correct, that's my question.
I'm just saying, what do you have in regards that we close to that?
I'm sorry.
The policy, there's a policy of a state police work, isn't there?
Yes.
What?
Well, no. So let me clarify. So well, I don't want to testify, but what I'm suggesting as a representative of the department is that the rules governing the conduct of members apply at all times, including Article 5. They do not differentiate between personal cell phones, work cell phones, or any cell phones. They simply apply at all times to all members. And it's possible, without reference to a phone, as Michael Proctor did, to violate those policies by means of a phone. But it doesn't matter whether it occurs via email or smoke signal or personal cell phone. It doesn't matter. Those policies equally apply to all behavior of the member as members of the Massachusetts State Police. So it's misleading and it's argumentative to suggest that just because a specific policy was not written for this member's misconduct, that therefore no such policy applies to him. That's simply false.
I'll accept Mr. Curley's explanation and his objection.
May I follow with a question that's very, very specific and not like the discussion that Attorney Powley just presented. It concerns only whether there exists a policy concerning personal content on a personal phone in a private conversation. Is there?
There isn't. But it doesn't matter because it wasn't personal contact on a personal phone. He was sharing police business. The instant you start using your phone for police business, you lose any privacy on your phone. How can a stupid baker 6,000 miles away grasp this when a union rep sitting in the room doesn't understand it? You have to be just as dumb as your client to try and make this work. It doesn't matter if he told it at a bar, on the phone, or he put up as so in your opinion, he's allowed to put up a billboard saying Karen Reed has a leaky balloon nut because it's his private message. As long as he's not using police funds to do it, he can put up there, Karen Reed has a weird Fall River accent. As long as he's not using his government phone or his government computer to order it, he can leak whatever he wants. This is the dumbest argument, and I sat through 2 Karen Reed trials. I even sat through the one where Brennan made his arguments, and they were dumb.
Or is there not a policy? And we talked yesterday, there is not a policy. I'm just confirming.
Do you have an objection to that question, Mr. Curley?
I don't have an objection to the question being posed, but the premise under it is
I understand.
flawed.
I understand. Mr. Dwyer, do you want him to repeat the question for you?
Please.
Thank you.
We have probably 1,000 pages of policy and regulations, correct?
Correct.
Yes, because that's a private information that he can consider leaking. But if he leaks it on his police phone, then it's FOIA, and you can go ask for it.
Is there a policy or regulation prohibiting the way that you speak to friends and family on your personal cell phone?
There is not.
Thank you. So could we look at Bates RO 521, please?
Yes, sir.
Please repeat that, Mr. Monahan.
I'm sorry, Bates RO 521. And so, are you with me, Lieutenant?
I am.
And so the first text is late in the evening on January 29th of 22, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it comes from somebody named Bird, right?
It does.
And we learned from the video we watched yesterday that Bird's one of these guys from Canton's nickname, right?
Correct.
And he's also known as 1311, who's it's the last word of cell, I suppose.
Yes, sir.
And then we have, just so I go through it now, we have 1311, we have 5051, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is that another person's cell phone, the last four numbers?
I would assume
All
yes.
right. And then following on the page, we have more. 5051, and then we have down the bottom of page RO 522, 0095. You see that?
Yes, sir.
And so it appears from this initial text bed that
Yeah,
there are
Karen Reed
three-
has nothing
three
to do
people
with
on
this
correct?
per
Would appear
se.
that way, yes.
And there's Michael Proctor and then three buddies from Canton.
Yes.
And so the first text is late in the evening on January 29th at 10:36 p.m., correct?
Can we back up? I just don't want to, so it does appear that there's three phone numbers there. It also appears in the gray. There's a fourth person. I assume that's Trooper Proctor.
Yes, right, that's what I
So
said.
the
Trooper
four.
Proctor
Okay,
plus three
okay.
buddies from Canton.
I apologize.
And so, and you may not know this, but I think I asked you, are you aware that Michael Proctor was assigned to this case in the early AM hours, around 6 a.m. on the 29th of January 22?
I don't know when he was assigned as a case officer.
You're familiar with the fact that there had been work all day long, 16 hours plus on the investigation, correct?
So I don't know when the invest started, but yes, I would assume that there was a full day's work put into this.
And you're familiar with the fact that Trooper Proctor had been with Sergeant Buchanan pretty much all day during the
I
investigation?
am unaware of that.
All right. It's fair to say that there would have been many units of the state police, Canton police, all doing an investigation, correct?
Again, I wasn't there, but I would assume that there were multiple assets there.
And based on your experience in the DA's office, Worcester County, fair to say that when there's a homicide early in the morning, there's a debriefing at the conclusion of the day?
Sometimes there is, yes.
Okay. And are you aware of the fact that at 10:36 at night, that night, Michael Proctor was at home?
I am unaware of that.
Okay, fair enough. Could we look at Exhibit 48, please? Appellant's exhibit, and I'll have the Bates number in a second, Madam President. It's Bates number 0297.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I am.
and we have here a Canton Police report, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you told us in the previous hearing that you don't know who was there at the scene. You don't know how many people were there, because you
No.
didn't go there, right?
Correct.
You aware of the fact that Michael Proctor didn't go there either that day?
Can you,
Are you aware of the fact that Michael Proctor did
I'm
not
not
go
aware
to the
of that.
scene?
No.
And this Canton Police report is dated January 29th of 22, correct?
Correct.
And right at the top, it says it's done by Sergeant Sean Good,
Yes.
and it says above his name, January 29th, January 29th, 2022 at 8:24 in the morning, correct?
For the report date, correct.
Right. So Sergeant Good has completed his report as early as 8:24 in the morning,
I'm
correct?
sorry, objection. Can we go to sidebar, please?
I thought this was public.
Side by side by. For the side is the bars of side. We can catch up. The office chairs looks comfortable. And we're live. Oh, it's music. I thought someone's clickety-clacking on their keyboard. Oh, that's annoying. I'll keep it in my ears. You don't have to listen to it. This is the thing. If they believe that I can contact my my buddies to say, hey, can you pick up 5 keys of Colombian fun powder in Miami while you're down there? As long as I do it on a burner, it's a-okay. It's just stupid.
Thank you, everyone. We're back in the record. Everyone, we're back in 36 days now. I believe Mr. Moyer has the continuous question.
And I'll ask first, sir, you're experienced as a homicide investigator, correct?
Ask it again.
You're an experienced, the answer is yes, I think. You're an experienced homicide investigator.
Yes, sir.
And so when there's a
Because it's
homicide, it's necessary for a lot of state police units to appear at the homicide scene, correct?
Usually, yes.
Who are those units that show up?
It could be anyone from the SPDU to crime scene services. If a firearm's involved, ballistics, the crime lab, it could be a number of units, sir.
And so is it also fair to say that the local police show up at the homicide scene?
Yes,
And there would be EMTs there
there could be, yes.
possibly, and fire departments possibly?
Again, possibly, yes.
And so in this particular case, we're talking about Karen Reed. Is it fair to say that all those units were probably there at the scene that morning?
What, if any, does this have to do with Michael Proctor being fired for shooting text messages out there? Who went to the scene to watch Karen Reed? I don't understand where we're going with this.
So I would assume,
Based on your experience.
I would assume a number of those assets may have been there, yes.
Okay. And could you look at Appellant's Exhibit 48, please?
Yes, sir.
It's APP 297. This is a report from the Canton PD, correct?
Correct.
And on page 2, there are persons listed, correct?
There are.
And there are how many people listed as persons being present?
On this page, there are 7.
And then 3 on the following page?
Yes,
Total of 10 persons present at the
Correct.
scene?
correct.
And are you familiar with Canton?
I am not.
All right. Familiar with the fact it's a small town?
I know nothing about Canton.
Good, okay. Back to Respondent's Exhibit 20, sir, RO 521.
Yes, sir.
Now, again, Trooper Proctor, Michael Proctor was not charged with dissemination of information, correct?
Correct.
And so looking at that first entry, these are all, again, just don't want to repeat, but January 29th, 10:36 is the first text message, correct?
Correct.
And it's from Bird, and it says, as we heard in the video, I need to brandish a gun more often, correct?
Yes, yes,
And then somebody 5051 at 10:37, a minute later, says it's bold,
correct.
correct? Now, did you ever interview any of these friends from Canton to find out what they knew and what they didn't know?
I did not.
Is there a reason for that?
It was irrelevant to my invest.
How would you know what they knew already before Michael Proctor texted them?
Again, that was irrelevant.
Oh, okay.
Helen from Holland, I understand. We'll find something more interesting at another point, but thank you so much for joining us, and have a good one. Go out and enjoy the clocks, the windmills, and the canals.
All right. So you don't know who 5051 is,
I do not.
and you don't know who Bird is,
I do not.
and that wasn't relevant to you.
No, the focus of my investigation wasn't that Trooper Proctor was advising people or teaching people about information. It was the fact that the information he shared, he should not have shared.
Okay. And so at the bottom of page 0521, 5051, who we don't know who it is, correct?
Correct.
Says, and by the way, I guess Mike's nickname is Chip, correct?
Yes.
So 5051 at 10:52 on January 29th says Chip, name of that BPD cop, correct?
Correct.
And prior to that, there had been no transmissions from Michael Proctor, correct?
It does not appear to be, yes.
Do you know how this guy, 5051, already knew that the decedent was a BPD cop?
I do not.
Is it not clear that this guy already knew that the victim was a BPD cop?
It appears that he knew, yes.
And based on the text, that information did not come from Michael Proctor,
I don't know where that information came from, sir.
but not from Michael Proctor on this text chain.
From what I see in front of me, no.
And you never spoke to 5051.
I did not.
And is it fair to infer, sir, that people in Canton, as well as the Boston Police Department, would have known during the day of January 29th of John O'Keefe's death?
Objection. People would have known. I don't even know what counsel's asking. It's completely vague and inappropriate.
Cross-examination.
Can you rephrase the question?
Fair to say, huh? Officer O'Keefe's body was found early in the morning of the 29th of January, correct?
Correct.
And he was a Boston cop.
He was.
Boston Police Department would have known about this during the day, correct?
I would assume he would, yes.
And people in Canton would have known about it at some point. Various people in Canton would have known about this during the day, correct?
I would assume yes.
And during Michael Proctor's interview, he told you that many of his comments about waffling and various things were opinions of his, correct?
Correct.
And it's fair to say that as a homicide investigator, and again, with human nature, you formed opinions about a case after conducting a full day of investigation, correct?
You would.
And fair to say Michael Proctor did not share any investigative strategy in his text messages, did he?
Yes, he did.
All right, well, let's look at your prior testimony.
Yes, he did.
Do you recall testifying in a trial board in this matter?
I do.
Could you go to exhibit 20, respondent's exhibit 28B? Oh, okay.
Do you have a page number, sir?
Just give me a moment. It's- Page 159, line 11.
I'm sorry.
Page 150, RO 969, page number.
Give me a second, sir. $969, you said?
Yes.
I'm there.
So let's start at the top. Question, when Mike Proctor was interviewed by you, he told you that many of those comments you made were opinions, correct? And your answer was correct, right?
Correct.
Going down to line 11. But he didn't share any investigative strategy was the question, and your answer was not that I'm aware of, correct?
No, that's not what I said.
I'm reading that incorrectly?
You are.
How so?
If I could read.
Those two lines?
Yes, sir. You're talking about line 5?
No, I'm talking about line 11.
All right, I was looking at line 5.
No, I'm looking at line 11. Question is, he didn't share any investigative strategy, and your answer is not that I'm aware of.
Objection. Doctrine of verbal completeness. The witness has just directed counsel's attention to line 5, where that question was asked the first time, and the witness's answer, if I may read from this page, starting on line 7, answer, well, so he did send a text saying that he was going to place Miss Reed under arrest. It's completely inappropriate for counsel to then point to line 11 and then suggest that the witness's answer in line 7 and 8 never occurred.
You know, Ms. McCartney, I know it's uncomfortable sometimes to hear the other side of the story, but I asked him to look at line 11.
He did ask him to look at line 11 only. That's
When he
true.
chooses
Okay, hold
to.
on one minute.
But you are misrepresenting it because you have to the order of completeness.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys again.
Line 11.
We're making recordings, we have a stenographer. It makes our job difficult. if
I understand.
one person is speaking.
You can't charge him with anything because you don't have any evidence that he was above the limit, because they didn't do a breathalyzer. They only have his statement that I had 1 beer, I believe 1 to 2 beers. So you can't charge him with anything.
I'm
Also
just
makes
trying to.
my job difficult because I'm gonna listen to you in real time. All right, so when there's an objection, you finish your question, there's an objection, the person has the floor. Then you can speak again, but I can't keep reminding people, just stop speaking over each other. Okay.
Okay.
Did you
I
get
just,
all that? Did you
Well, I'm off the record for a second. When there's crosstalk, I can't. So I go with the leading person at the time,
Yeah.
Ms. Dasher. So crosstalk is really an issue.
Okay, so do you, how far do you want us to go back?
No, I mean, the record is what it is, but you said then you can speak again, but I can't keep reminding people. Mr. Moynihan understood. Then you, Commissioner, stop speaking over each other, so we could pick it up from there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. All right. So, Mr. Moynihan, Mr. Carney's made the point that if you look at the page, and I understand.
No, Karen had a blood test done and they backstrapulated that test, probably not in the right way, but there was a blood test. And they can use that to then say, hey, we did a test on your blood and it came back with blah. So they can charge her with a DUI, but there's no blood test that you could make all of that. Well, I just put it into the schedule, so it said he was drunk. Can't do it because there's no evidence.
And that you're directing Mr. Dwyer to, line 11, but there is preceding, information. Mr. Carley, I'll leave that to you to do later in your redirect, but I'll allow Mr. Moynihan to continue, but again, please don't talk over each other.
Could the commission take notice of the doctrine of verbal completeness, that it's inappropriate for counsel to select and cherry pick lines out of this witness's prior testimony and to suggest that he answered something he did not answer?
I understand all that, but we can revisit that in your redirect.
That's fine.
Okay. Please go ahead, Mr. Moynihan.
So let's be verbally complete here, I guess. So Mr. Carley is satisfied. Line 5, I asked, he didn't share with anyone an investigative strategy, and you said, well, so he did send a text saying that he was going to place.
But it's still a legal matter if you want to face, you can do what they did, fire him for breaking a rule. But if you want to charge him with a DUI, you need proof that he was drunk while driving, because this is just his job. The other thing is crim law, and you do still have to present evidence, even though you don't like the defendant.
Reading of arrest. That what you're referring to, DLT? Just so
Yes,
we're
sir. Yes, sir.
I don't want to be accused of misrepresenting anything by Mr. Carley. And then I said, but that was after the indictment, and you said correct.
Correct.
So that was after she was indicted already,
Correct.
by a grand jury.
Correct.
And the next question, which I was originally asking you about, was line 11. But he didn't share any investigation.
But that still doesn't make it a criminal case. It still makes it a civil matter like this one.
Strategy, and your answer was what?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. And the next question I asked was, he didn't share any specific collection of evidence, correct? And what was your answer?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
And the next question was, he didn't share any specific statements by suspects, did he? What was your answer? You said, I believe he did to a text, I believe to his sister, correct?
Correct.
Okay, fair enough. And The next question down the bottom, line 23, he didn't share any specific damage to Ms. Reed's vehicle, did he? Your answer was what?
No, I don't believe he did.
And the next question was, he didn't share any statements or opinions of any other investigators in the unit, did he? And what was your answer?
No, he did not.
Could we go to your report, DLT Exhibit 18, and I'll get the base number in a second. It's base R490, again, beginning of the report.
Yes, sir.
All right, could we turn to paragraph 21, which is page 10 of your report, and it's date stamp R5, I think it's 500. I could be correct.
21 starts on 499.
Paragraph, oh, I'm sorry, you're right. 21 starts on 499.
I'm there.
Okay. If I could just have a moment.
Right.
It's actually on the following page, sir, 500, you know, in paragraph 21. Fourteen lines down. Where it says there is no evidence to show.
Yes, sir.
You see that?
I do.
So you concluded, did you not, that there was no evidence to show that Michael Proctor's personal feelings influenced his actual investigation in the case, correct?
Correct.
And if you could go to paragraph 30, which is page R0503, I believe.
Yes, sir.
And you stated in your report after your investigation that there was no evidence to show that the police actions taken by Michael Proctor were directly influenced by his personal feelings about Tom Reed, correct?
Correct.
And then up in paragraph 29, sorry to jump around. You stated in there, it's about 5 lines from the bottom of paragraph 29, that there was nothing learned in this investigation that showed that Michael Proctor acted with intent to affect the outcome of the investigation, correct?
Correct.
And so you had testified previously, and I'll get the transcript if we need, that the integrity of Michael Proctor's investigation was not compromised by his personal feelings, correct?
Again, nothing in my investigation showed that it was, but my investigation did not focus on the facts of the criminal invest.
Okay, but you did make that statement and you made that conclusion,
I did.
He's not fired because of it, so move the fuck on.
And you told us that his performance, in your opinion, was above grade, correct?
I said from what I found, there's nothing to suggest that it was not.
And do you recall telling us also that his personal cell phone text did not affect the performance of his duties in this case?
Again, nothing found suggested that it did.
And you told us also that there was, based on your investigation, there was no evidence of bias in this investigation.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct.
And paragraph 23, you also looked into this business about the allegation of a gift. You recall that?
I did.
And you addressed that in paragraph 23. You testified about it previously. And you concluded that there was nothing learned through this investigation that suggests that Super Proctor or his wife ever had communications with a potential witness about a gift, correct?
Correct.
And you concluded that that statement was made as a joke,
Correct.
jest. And you concluded that Michael Proctor clarified that he had no intent for Karen Reed to kill herself, correct?
Correct.
And you did tell us also that not every text can be taken literally, correct?
With a family member, absolutely.
But it's still not a figure of speak that I hope she'll go jump off the planet. It's still in poor taste. It's still stupid. Yes, of course, he didn't mean that she should go take a fast drop and a short stop, but it's still just unbecoming of a police officer.
And this business about nudes, there was much to do made by Alan Jackson. You looked into that as well, correct?
About the nudes, yes, sir.
Yeah. And Michael Proctor admitted that he had regret about that juvenile comment, right?
He did.
And he told you it was unprofessional and inappropriate, correct?
He did.
But you also told us that it is common.
It's union paid, so it doesn't cost him anything. It cost all the other police officers of the Massachusetts State Police Union just as much.
When searching, strike it, first of all, Michael Proctor was looking at Karen Reed's phone because she was a criminal suspect, correct?
Correct.
And he had a search warrant for that.
That's what I believe, yes.
So he was entitled to search her phone pursuant to a court-ordered search warrant.
Correct.
And his purpose in looking through the phone wasn't to look for nude photos, was it?
But my understanding, he was looking for, I think, geographical data, any text pertinent to his invest, things along those lines.
And so, in your experience, I think you told us yesterday, it's very common when searching a suspect's phone that in this day and age, people take selfies and pictures of others in a nude fashion, correct?
It is not uncommon.
And so, it could be a joke that guys in the unit are joking around about, correct?
Correct.
And you concluded that this comment about no nudes was a joke, in fact, correct?
So I found his explanation reasonable in that aspect, yes.
And you concluded that he was not looking for nudes, he was looking for incriminating evidence, data, location data, correct?
Again, there was nothing to found that suggests that he actually did look for any photos.
And there was never any allegation in your investigation that Trooper Proctor planted evidence, is there?
No.
Or that he compromised any evidence, correct?
No.
And so, as a case officer, is it fair to say that one of his duties is to collect evidence
Yes.
and to analyze evidence?
Yes, to the extent that a case officer can, yes.
Correct, because some things have to be done by a lab or some specialist, correct?
Correct.
And it may be his duty to draft and execute search warrants, correct?
Correct.
And it may be his duty to communicate with the labs who are doing testing, correct?
Yes.
And it may be his duty to respond to requests from the DA's office, correct?
Yes.
And it may be his duty to prepare and testify for a grand jury, correct?
Yes.
And it may be his duty to prepare for testimony to trial, correct?
It would be yes.
And it may be his duty to coordinate with other agencies in conjunction and collaboration on the investigation, correct?
Correct.
Mr. White, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we do need a call recess at 11.
All right, is it?
Yes, so this would be a good place.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'll be early.
Yeah.
Thank you. 15 minutes?
Sure, okay.
Shut up. So, we are on break because the judge needed a recess. What, if any, have we learned? It was just a joke. It was just a joke. It was just a joke. Yes, but that's not why he's fired. He's fired because he disparaged Karen Reed in his text. He did it on his personal phone. Doesn't matter. Well, he didn't plant evidence. No, no evidence of that. Well, he didn't really mean she should go delete herself. No. But that's not what he was fired for. He was fired because he was drinking on the job and because he had a lot of really, really bad statements about Karen Reed. I don't know why we're wasting so much time talking about all the things that didn't get him fired. Oh, he was an above the board cop. In the eyes of the MSP, yeah. They believed his investigation. That's not what he's been fired for. It's his conduct he's been fired for. I know it's a work dispute, and I know it's different. But why, oh, why are we wasting so much time talking about all the things that he wasn't fired for? Because the things he was fired for should be the only things we should talk about. It doesn't have to do with if he left anything at the scene, if he, I don't know, carried a second firearm, whatever they want to talk about. It's just what he's been fired for. There were 5 different things they looked into, and I think the 3 of them was what got him fired. 2 of them they found him not guilty in. So why are we wasting so much time talking about everything that has nothing to do with any of this? It's nope, there wasn't found any bias against Karen Reed. No, we are on recess, Marissa. Relax. You'll get more of nothing. Hey, Hulda Sigfúrsdóttir. That's an Icelandic name if I ever saw an Icelandic name. Well, you're the only one I'll single out because you will yell at me after. Well, apparently it's not HIPAA. I thought that would be HIPAA as well, but we don't know. Some say it was from the arraignment because it was used why she should be out on bond because of her medical conditions. Some say it's Jen McCabe who leaked this. We don't know. I have no 100% proof of anything. Yes, this is why he was fired, but he was fired on different reasons. It doesn't say, hey, we get bad press, because you don't do that. Well, there's still volcanoes, but the weather is a little bit nicer in Gran Canaria. No, he wouldn't, because he's an asshole. He wouldn't lose sleep if anyone self-deleted. But remember his excuse, it was such a hard time because I lost a fellow cop. You didn't even go to the scene, you asshole. You didn't cry over John O'Keefe. You just pointed the finger at Karen Reed. You ordered a crash reconstructionist before you even saw the car. You ordered a tow truck before you even saw the car. Based on Carrie Roberts' statement, and because there was a shoe at the scene. Well, they won't hire him back. We know they don't want him, but they can be forced to do it if this judge says, well, you didn't have the legal means to fire him. This is why we're having this hearing. It's not because the police want to hire him back. That's why the police have sent lawyers to fight against him coming back. The problem is the union is also fighting for him to be reinstated. And if they win, he should be reinstated. But what will the MSP do to him then? Yeah. Of course he wants his pension. It's a good pension, $200,000 a year, I think Brandon figured out. I'm just trying to see if I can find the actual charges that he got fired for. The Internal Affairs investigation sustained that Proctor provided information about Reed and witnesses in the case to individuals who were not part of law enforcement, that he consumed alcohol on duty and made derogatory and defamatory comments about a suspect. That's why he was fired. I don't know why we're talking about the rest. It has nothing to do with anything. Zach, I'll put you in a wheelchair. How about that? How do you like them apples? That's a saying from Boston. If you get the digits of a girl, I don't understand it because numbers has nothing to do with apples. But apparently, that's how you hook up in Boston. There is no evidence that him and Kevin Albert were drunk because both of them swear they weren't drunk. So again, it'll be a he say, she say, and in the eyes of the law, there is no evidence he was drunk. None. They claim that Kevin Albert just made a joke about losing his gun and his badge. And even though we don't like the defendant, we still have the rules of law. So we can't just say, well, you drank one beer, you were drunk because you admitted it. That's not how not how the legal system works. They will have to provide evidence of him drinking. And you can't go back and get their bar tab. That's too long ago. There's no breathalyzer. There's no DUI stop. There's no blood. So all of it will be, well, Kevin Albert said he was so drunk and hungover. Yeah, I was making a joke because we talked about something in the car. Okay, case out. You can't just charge people with crimes that you can't prove. You're a sick bastard. By saying, how do you like them apples? There won't be any criminal charges. I don't know who tells you that there will be criminal charges incoming. There won't be any criminal charges incoming. Because if any criminal charges was incoming, you would have Proctor himself admitting to doing it. You would have Bukaki admitting to doing it. You would have Brian Tolley admitting to doing it. You would have members of the CERT team admitting to doing it. You can't have the dead Berkovich. So there won't be any criminal charges incoming. I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but reality is just that to have any progress in the murder of John O'Keefe, one of the people who killed John O'Keefe will have to come forward, or someone who saw it, or someone who saw how the police covered it up. We have now been spending 3 years with this case. No one has come forward. And people will tell you, well, just wait. It's not going to happen. Because there's no reason to sing. If they sing, they go down. Unless the feds, and I don't believe the feds will ever do shit about this case, unless they come in and say, you get a deal if you sing about the rest, you get immunity. Nothing will ever happen in the murder of John O'Keefe. That's the reality. Anyone who sells you anything else, ask them why. Because there's no evidence, because the police did such a shitty job that you can't charge anyone with the crime. I know everyone wants everything to be solved, but it's not going to happen because you would either have the accomplices have to snitch on each other, the police will have to admit that they bungled the crime scene, or you will have a magical camera that caught all of it, and it's not going to happen. I'm sorry, but that's just reality. Well, that's true, but I don't think they zoned in on Karen Reed. I believe the feds were looking at Sandra Birchmore, and then Karen Reed fell into their lap because there was so much noise about it. I think actually Aiden has a big part of the feds looking into this case because he made so much noise online that when they were in Boston anyway, they said, "This looks weird. Let's take a look at it." I don't believe that they because this is a stupid DUI murder. You don't waste federal money to go look at that. They were looking at Morrissey's office because of the Birchmore. That's my 100% conviction. I'm 100% convinced that's why. That's why the Birchmore have had federal charges brought. There's nothing in the Karen Reed case. Not a one has federal charges brought against him. We know Kerry Roberts lied to the feds. We know Jen McCabe lied to the feds. Why haven't they been picked up? If the feds are just waiting to get to this case, it's not going to happen. Sadly, it's not going to happen. Well, again, it's not the police force that's going to give him his job back. It's the civil service court, whatever it's called, that's going to give him the job back. They are going to put him on counting dogs patrol or something because they don't want him. You can't bring charges against someone that you can't prove. Tell that to Karen. Well, you actually can if you have circumstantial evidence. And they had circumstantial evidence. She was at the scene, she had been with John O'Keefe, and there was an injury to her car. They might have made some of the circumstantial evidence, but still, circumstantial evidence is evidence. They had people placing her at the scene. So you can't bring charges. You can bring charges against the ham sandwich. That's one of the big sayings you have in America. But you also have to be realistic. I know everyone out there is mad and, oh, they went after Karen. They need to be punished. But you have to be realistic. Everyone who tells you, well, I have special insights, the feds are coming, make them prove it to you. Because it's bullshit sold to you just to get clicks and views. And I'm losing views right now. I've lost 23 people just because I went on this diatribe. The feds are not coming. I'll bet you that. Because they would have been here. To have the feds come in and charge anyone at this point, someone has to sing. And nobody has any... why should they sing? We have to be rational about this. And that's why I hate the grifters who fill you with bullshit, because it sells. I could do the, hey everyone, this is the first step in taking down Meatball Morrissey. Proctor's gone. Now, this hearing, we will get all the insights. Again, the DOJ has a man specially put in the courtroom to listen to every little nuance. Meatball Morrissey is going down. They are going to get him for what they did to Karen Reed. No, they're not. I know I'm a bad grifter. I could make all of this bullshit clickbait. Just look at Court TV. Karen Reed was found innocent. Who else did it? What do you think? I should write those articles on TwitSweat. I should put up polls. Well, if Karen didn't do it, who do you think did it? And when will they be caught? But reality is, justice doesn't work like that. They fucked up the investigation. There's no clues that can lead to anyone else than Karen because they didn't look for any clues that could lead to anywhere else than Karen. Luckily for Karen Reed, she had you, she had a great team, and she had a smart jury. Or else Karen Reed would be sitting in prison today. Do you know how many people get put in prison every year on evidence that's about as strong as Karen Reed's? A lot of you people might have started watching court cases with the Karen Reed case. I've seen worse cases get people convicted because the jury has this automatic, well, they don't charge innocent people. So sadly, a lot of people who doesn't need to be in prison will be in prison. I don't know. I don't know the Massachusetts Police Union's rule book. But they could give him the same title and then just put him in an office and tell him, you can look into a wall for 3 years or you can quit your job now. Yeah, Sean of the Gold said it will never come to trial one. He had special insights and he was a DEA agent once, don't you know? Well, I lose a ton of others, but I just don't want to lie to you. I know a lot of people don't give a fuck about you because they want to make a lot of money and get a lot of subscribers. And I'm a really dumb grifter because I could just sell you the same bullshit. Say, oh yeah, now Proctor is going down. Jen is going down next, don't you know? But it would be a lie. And I hope at some point people will realize there's so much bullshit out there sold to you as truth that you'll say, maybe Abraham Lincoln was right when he said, don't trust anything, everything you see on the internet. This is the big problem too. People will come into every chat and start talking about, or go on the Twitter chat and say, I heard this. And then people say, oh, that sounds good. I'm going to say that too. But there's no one going back to the source and saying, is it a reasonable to believe? Of course they won't. There's nothing in what he's doing that raises to a federal crime. Yes, and this is actually why I think us law tubers, crime tubers, whatever we are called, are good, because we get, well, I lost another 20 people. We get. Oh, there was a pew-pewing at a Catholic school in South Minneapolis. The shooter has been contained. Oh. Juries presume innocence. No, juries most likely presume guilt. That's what I see in most of the cases. As I say, every time you go in front of a jury, there's an 80% chance you get convicted. And then it's up for your defense to talk you down. It shouldn't be like that, but that's how we see it time and time again. Yes, I did see he passed away from the big C. He was a good guy. I don't know how much of it is real and how much was made for TV, but it was entertaining to see. Diva lied to the feds. She did. Doesn't have any consequences. So just look at all the people who lied to the feds and the Fed didn't do anything. The feds are not coming. Karen had a good defense, and yet they couldn't prove beyond a reasonable doubt who else did it. The investigation was crap. The feds won't be able to determine either, so they don't get involved. There's no reason. It's not a federal crime. There's no reason to go in and do anything about this. Well, maybe they can do the thing where they say, well, he did something while he was being paid, and the payment process is through an out-of-state bank. So technically, by claiming overtime, I can't remember what trial that was. That's the Birchmore trial, where they're getting him for banging her on the job because he's getting paid. That's processed through an outside bank, so that makes it a federal crime. So the feds, if they want, they can do a lot of magic to try and get cases up there. But we haven't seen anything in this case, so nothing's going to happen. Why aren't they coming back? Didn't she say 10 minutes? It was all real. I just don't. I wonder, when you have cameras in the courtroom, are they planting the right people in front of him so he knows their cases? Most likely, yeah. In other words, I shouldn't be a law-abiding citizen. You should, because they don't give a fuck about you. If you're breaking the law, you'll get the full treatment of the MSP. Because remember, if they catch you breaking the law, they will do whatever they can with you. See what they did to Karen Reed? And she didn't break the law. They'll spend millions convicting you, but they won't spend 5 cents convicting their own. But it doesn't change that. I know you want justice to work, but it doesn't. I'm so sorry to burst your bubble, but it's not going to happen. And anyone who will tell you it's going to happen, please tell them to show you the evidence that anything is going to happen. Because all I've seen is nothing. I've seen 3,000 pages in a Turi report turned over. That's all I've seen from the feds. And that shouldn't be where we are, because we saw all the misconduct going on in this trial. Why isn't anything happening? Did they end the investigation, or what the hell is going on? I'm sorry, why are we having... No, it's still on break. What the hell? I believe she said 10 minutes. That's half an hour ago. Yes, he's charged with witness tampering and for... I can't remember the exact wording, but it's something about lying on his about his paycheck, because he was actually banging her in the car while he was on the job. So he wasn't working while he was claiming his paycheck, and because that routes through out-of-state banks, that's a federal case. It's how they can get you if they want to get you. No, and Morrissey still haven't put charges on him for that one. For nothing. No, there will never be a white knight riding in and saving the day until you see the white knight. And anyone who tells you he can hear the hoofbeats, they are doing it for the clicks and the likes. Yes. But I haven't dug that deep into it. Thank you so much, Paula B. Well, I do stream nonsense now and again, but my main content is covering trials. And we are often do one-offs if no trials are on. But thank you so much. And yes, I do have a great chat and some horrible mods. But this is the reality. And if you're new to watching court cases, I'm sorry to tell you, you will lose your heart on some of these cases. Not just because of the cops. Do you know the Harmony Montgomery case? When we had that child protection CPS, I think it was, when we had him testifying, his utter disregard for her well-being, that broke my heart. I didn't know her. I'm just a stupid YouTuber who streams trials. But it shows me all of these government workers who, whenever we have crisis going on, we're, thin blue line, and they are there to protect us. They're just helping people in need. Nurses are heroes. Teachers are the real heroes. CPS worker does it for the children. In reality, there's a lot of bad people out there too. And I believe, especially in anything that touches Norfolk DA's jurisdiction, the problem stems from the DA office. They have such a bad culture led by Michael Morrissey. Oh, and we're back. I haven't heard it yet, and I don't believe she is making an interview. I think she's just being there. And I don't. It's for Karen Reed and her defense team to make the determinations to go on where they want to go on. They're not coming on my show, so I'm not going to get into all of that drama where people are calling people traitors and, well, we did all of this and you should. I don't know what their media strategy is. I don't know who they talk to behind the scenes. I'm not getting involved with any of that bullshit because there's enough drama out there to, well, if we could use drama to power the world, we didn't need solar. That was a horrible case. Yeah, this is why I like the Danish system better, where anyone can have any lawyer they want, and they just get a pro rate, paid by the government, of course. But any defense lawyer, no matter if it's Alan Jackson or it's Elaine Braderhoff, would be paid the same amount. And any defendant can say, I want Alan Jackson. And if he has room in his calendar, he will have to take that case. Of course, he can do a shitty left-handed job if he doesn't. But we afford anyone, even destitute people, will have a defense attorney. And it's not some public defender. It's a defense attorney who practices normal law. They will then garner it back in their wages or during their taxes. So the state will get its payment back. But I like that you can go out and say, I want this lawyer. And this lawyer will have to work for you if they don't have anything else on the schedule. And even if they have, most of them will have associates they'll then turn you over to. It's I like that system better. And then you'll pay it back through your taxes. Yes, she because she has two big cases coming up. She has the Paulo Balls case, and then well, it's not official yet, but I think there will be another suit filed by her. Well,
So again, the time is 11:27.
not better, but I like that part of
And
us.
Mr. Moynihan is continuing his cross, Executive Lieutenant Dwyer.
Thank you, Commissioner Connell. Good morning again, DLT.
Sir?
So we just went through all of the duties of a case officer, correct?
Correct.
And in other words, all the duties of a case officer, all the duties that Michael Proctor would have had as a case officer, correct?
Correct.
And is it fair to say, sir, that you testified, and it's true that there's no evidence that Michael Proctor failed to properly perform any of those duties you specified, is there?
No, there's not.
And his duties, in this case, were to collaborate with others to identify the cause of John O'Keefe's death, correct?
That would be one of the duties, yes.
And this IA investigation, I call it IA, Internal Affairs investigation, is solely about personal cell phone messages, correct?
Correct.
And many of them were while off duty, correct?
Correct.
And his personal cell phone messages had no relevance to his duties as a case officer, correct?
I wouldn't agree with that. I would agree that there was nothing shown that his duties were affected. But as a police officer, I think all of your behavior is relevant to your duties.
Could you look at Appellant's Exhibit 28? And it would be RO 977 base stamp.
Well, justice shouldn't be for the rich only. So I don't mind being a socialist if everyone gets the same justice.
What's the stamp, sir?
The base stamp?
Yes, sir.
RO 977.
The appellants or the respondents?
Respondents.
Okay.
28.
You say appellate.
Oh, I'm sorry, respondents. 28.
Actually, the law is there to protect the weak from the strong.
When time debate, same sort of, sorry.
I said so.
Okay, sir.
So looking at line 13, question, all right?
Yes,
Question was, so these personal cell phone messages had no relevance to what we just went through, all of his duties as the case officer. That was my question to you, correct?
correct,
What was your answer?
correct.
So you agreed with me on that.
Yes, and what the previous is that while the text messages weren't his duties, they affect everything that he does.
But in this case, he's charged with unsatisfactory performance of duties, correct?
Correct.
And so is it fair to say then, DLT, that his personal cell phone messages did not affect his ability to perform his functions as a case officer?
There's nothing to find to suggest that it would.
And the actual steps he took as an investigator were based on a fact and reason as far as your investigation, correct?
So I can't speak about the steps that he took as an investigator.
But you found no evidence to suggest that the steps he took as an investigator were not based on fact and reason, did you?
Correct.
And the Norfolk County DA's office did present this to a grand jury, correct? The Karen Reed case. And Karen Reed was indicted by a grand jury, correct?
She was.
And as a matter of fact, the DA's office prosecuted Karen Reed, correct?
He did.
Not the decision of Michael Proctor by any means, correct?
No, it's not.
Could we look at Respondents Exhibit 24, please? It is RO 643, page 10.
Yes, sir.
Proceed. And so this is, what is this we're looking at?
Article 5, the rules of conduct.
And could we go to page 3, page RO 645, page 10.
Yes, sir.
All right, and so 5.8 is titled unsatisfactory performance, correct?
It is.
And if we turn to the following page, we see 5.8.2, correct?
Yes.
And that's the charge that Michael Proctor was fired for, correct? 5.8.2?
One of them, yes.
Well, this only was fired for.
Okay, yes,
correct? Because the other one is a Class B.
Correct.
And so 5.8.2, we've already demonstrated that that can be classified by the department at the discretion of the department as A, B, C, or D.
Yes, sir.
And here it's an A.
Yes, sir.
And so looking at 5.2, there are a couple of components to that section, are there not?
There are.
And so the first one is, it says unsatisfactory performance may be demonstrated by, first, a lack of knowledge of the application of laws required to be enforced, correct?
Yes,
Was there any evidence of that on Michael Proctor's part in this case?
there was not.
The second part is an unwillingness or inability to perform assigned tasks. Was there any evidence of that on the part of Michael Proctor?
There were not.
The third part is the failure to conform to work standards established for the member's rank, title, and position. Now, you just told us that Michael Proctor did not derogate from any of his duties, correct?
From his DA duties, correct.
Correct. And there's no evidence that he derogated from any of his duties as a investigating officer, correct?
Again, as it relates to his duties with the SPDU, correct.
Correct. His job
Correct.
as an investigator.
Correct.
And the next part of that is the failure to take appropriate action on the occasion of a crime, disorder, or other condition deserving state police attention.
Correct.
And there was no evidence of that in court, correct?
Correct.
And then- I'm sorry.
Correct.
There was no evidence of that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Your answer, sir?
It was correct, yes.
So,
I just missed the word, thank you.
and the fifth part of 5.8.2 is states by an absence without leave, correct?
Correct.
And there was no evidence of that here, correct?
Correct.
But Mike Proctor was charged with unsatisfactory performance, Class A, 5.8.2, and that's what he was fired for.
Correct. Again, if I could just clarify, I found no evidence to suggest that any investigative steps or things that affected the case were affected by the text messages.
Okay.
Again, I didn't look at his duties as a trooper or as a member of the SPDU.
Yeah. And so,
This is so fun that I know where the lawyer is going. Well, he didn't break the rules for a worker. No, but that's not what he got fired for. It's so stupid.
you didn't come up with the charges, we concluded that, right?
Correct.
And who's Captain Scott, do you know?
Captain Scott at the time was the assistant department prosecutor.
I can look at that while I ask. And DLT Dwyer, you uncovered no evidence of any unprofessional conduct on the part of Michael Proctor, other than on his personal cell phone, correct?
Correct.
And there was nothing except on his personal cell phone that affected his credibility, was there?
Nothing that I can find. Correct.
And did you ever talk to Captain Scott about the appropriate charge in this case?
I did not.
Or you just don't know? Could you go to Appellant's Exhibit 58, APP 0382?
No, sir.
And so this is a to-from, as you call it, correct?
It is.
Dated August 2nd of 24,
Correct.
and it's from Captain William T. Scott, Assistant Department Prosecutor, right?
Yes, it is.
And it's directed to three people: Suzanne Caravaggio, the Department Prosecutor, correct?
Yes.
Major Keith Hagan, the Deputy Division Commander of the Division of Standards and Training, correct?
Yes.
And to Lieutenant Colonel Robert G. Shoemaker, Division Commander of the Division of Standards and Training, correct?
Yes.
And the subject is review of case number Trooper Michael D. Proctor, correct?
Yes.
And Captain Scott, now is Captain Scott an attorney?
I don't believe so, no.
And so number one in his to-from is, I have read and reviewed the material contained in case file IA 2414. Would that mean he read your report?
Yes, sir. I would say that.
And he says, number two, my recommendation for the appropriate charges in this matter is attached, correct?
It does, yes.
And then Captain Scott identifies charge summary, charge 1, article 5.8, unsatisfactory performance, correct?
Yes.
And he labels them three specifications as class A,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
And then charge 2, 5, 10 alcoholic beverages labeled class B, correct?
Yes.
And so was it William Scott who was responsible for the decision of what to charge Michael Proctor with?
I was
Sorry, Madam Commissioner, I have to object again. We've covered this. The witness has now testified several times. He was not involved in that process. He does not know, and that it is a process suggesting it involves multiple individuals. This question is now repetitive, and it's asked and answered.
I'll allow him to ask a question. Do you want to repeat the question?
Please.
You looked at this document from Captain Scott, correct?
Yes. After the investigation's over, correct?
That's it. I'm talking about today.
Yes.
So was it Captain Scott who was responsible to decide what to charge Michael Proctor with?
Again, I wouldn't know that. I know there's a process involved, and there are multiple people that are involved.
Okay, fair enough. Just have a moment there. Now, could you look at Respondent's Exhibit 24? You'll see it's Respondent's 24, page stamp 0643. We just looked at it.
Yes, sir.
And could you turn to,
Sorry, is that respondent 24?
yes, Respondent 24, 0643. You have that in front of you, sir?
I do.
And so, Michael Proctor admitted to you the texts were unprofessional, immature, juvenile, poor choice of words, correct?
He did.
And that they were unbecoming,
He did.
and that they brought the department into disrepute.
I don't know if you use those words, but yes.
You used those words.
I did, yes.
And by the way, that term disrepute, that means the opinion of others has now been changed, correct?
Correct.
And you familiar with 5.2 unbecoming conduct?
Yes, sir.
What is the genesis of that charge?
Objection.
What are you referring to, Mr. Carnahan? Mr. Carnahan, are you saying that Mr. Proctor is unbecoming charge included?
No, my question to DLT, and I can lay more of a foundation.
Yes, please.
Sir, you're familiar with Article 5, correct?
I am.
And you've conducted investigations under 5.2 unbecoming conduct, I assume, correct?
I've never, so when I do an investigation, it's not under a specific rule or reg.
I get you, but as a department IA officer, it's incumbent upon you to be familiar with the rules, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in Article 5 and Article 6, et cetera,
Correct.
correct? And so you're familiar with the term, the Article 5.2 unbecoming conduct, are you not?
Yes.
Okay. And so what is the genesis of that charge?
I'm sorry, I still have to object. I don't know what counsel is asking. What is the genesis of it? Is he asking who wrote it? Is he asking where it came from? What is he asking?
I'll read
One
it.
at a time, please. You finish, Mr. Carter?
Yes, I'm honestly asking. I have no idea what that question is asking. Is he asking for the origin of the genesis means the origin of something. What is he asking about 5.2? Who wrote it?
Mr. Monahan, do you want to finish your response?
I can do either of two
Won't be
things.
till October.
First of all, I'm asking about his understanding of it.
Do you want to respond to what Mr. Carter just said?
Yes, I'm asking the DLT about his understanding of what unbecoming conduct, the basis of it is. And I can also read the article itself.
I think what I've heard is that the witness is saying when he's investigating, he has to conduct first, not the charge, and then what's the conduct, and he goes by what the conduct is, and then examines the
I think I need you to make a timeline of what, if any, reason have we spent how many hours on this now? You are the magical Google Doctor. This guy has spent more time talking about nothing than what actually this case is about.
the department's rules and regulations.
He admitted it was
You're asking
unbecoming.
What unbecoming conduct is from the
His
definition.
understanding, based on his experience.
I'll allow him to answer the question.
I'm fine with that
If-
question.
Again, if he doesn't know, he doesn't know.
I mean, that was my question. It might have been
So,
improperly
but
worded.
there's a process. I'm allowing you to ask the question.
So you asked me what my understanding of 5.2 is?
Yeah.
Generally speaking, it says that the behavior of a member, whether on duty or off duty, should reflect favorably upon the department.
Okay. And in fact, 5.3 reads, does it not, on page RO 644, members shall maintain a level of conduct in their personal and business affairs which is in keeping with the highest standards of the law enforcement profession, correct?
It does.
Members shall not participate in any act which impairs their ability to
I'm
perform.
sorry, sir, members.
I'm sorry,
So
do you want me to start again?
Yes, it's meant to take it from members.
I'll start all over.
Okay, thank you.
5.3 general conduct, DLT, reads as follows. Members shall maintain a level of conduct in their personal and business affairs which is in keeping with the highest standards of the law enforcement profession. Did I read that correctly?
You did.
Members shall not participate in any act which impairs their ability to perform as members of the state police or causes the state police to be brought into disrepute. Correct?
Correct.
Now, you have said that Michael Proctor brought the department into disrepute, right? That was one of your standard sustained findings?
Yes.
Who was it? Was it an American politician when he was? They were talking about corn, and he said, "You know it when you see it." Maybe that was a Danish politician. Some politician was asked something about how would you define corn, and they said, "Well, you know it when you see it."
And I believe it's Respondents Exhibit 26. Just have a moment, Madam Commissioner.
Of course.
Approach. Oh, it was the Supreme Court. Oh, well, I knew it was someone. We had a politician who was becoming our culture minister of culture, and she was asked about football, and she said, "Sport is kind of like smacks. It's funnier when you participate than when you look at it." I don't know. I haven't tried, so I'll find out someday.
Sir, I have it in front of me now. Respondents Exhibit 26, if you have it in front of you.
I do.
It is RO 667.
Yes, sir.
Could you look at page 3 of that document, which is RO 669?
Yes, sir.
And do you see there 5.2 unbecoming conduct?
I do.
Not until
And
October,
What is the
so far as what we've been told.
level of discipline
It's
that
all
that
right.
is titled per the regulations of the state police?
Class B.
And there's 5.21, which is also Class B, correct?
Correct.
There's also 5.2.2, which is Class A, B, or C, correct?
Correct.
All right, but 5.2.2 is not related to this because 5.2.2 says members shall not frequent or remain in any place where they know or should know criminal activity is occurring unless in the performance of the duty or official business, correct?
I have to check that.
I'm sorry. Back to RO 643.
Yes, that is correct.
So, and that doesn't apply in this case.
It does not.
And 5.3 above that general conduct, which we just read, that's a Class B.
It is.
And if you look back on page 1 of this appendix for the state police rules, a first offense Class B carries no more than a suspension without pay of 30 days, correct?
Correct.
And Michael Proctor was not charged with unbecoming conduct, correct?
I don't believe he was.
Now, you also investigated Michael Proctor for this allegation of drinking on duty, correct?
I did.
And this concerned a trip to the Cape in July of 22, correct?
Correct.
And it had nothing to do with the Karen Reed case, correct?
No.
And this came up only because you started to put a magnifying glass on Michael Proctor, correct? In the investigation.
Argument.
I thought this was cross-examined, sorry.
Yeah, still no argument is allowed under cross-examination, and counsel
You have
knows
to
that.
address me, not each other. Please, with the crosstalk. Okay? I'll allow him to ask you questions to Carly.
You started to focus on Michael, the department and you started to focus on Michael Proctor, correct?
No, the alcohol aspect became a focus investigation because that's what he testified to in the trial.
Okay, right, so he had volunteered that information.
Yes.
Okay, fine. In any event, he came up on,
He didn't volunteer that information. He just couldn't lie about it because the feds had sent the defense the text messages. Stop claiming he volunteered anything. He didn't volunteer anything until the feds found his text messages. This is such a creepy, stupid misstatement, but it's lawyers. Hey, you know how it is. Go clean while you're listening to this idiot saying something. I don't know what, because it's just stupid.
related to Karen Reed's case, correct? Except it came up in the trial.
Correct, yes.
But July of 22, going
Yes,
to
sir.
the Cape had nothing to do with Karen.
Unrelated to the Karen Reed investigation, correct.
And so the trip to the Cape wasn't to go to the beach, correct?
No, it's not.
It was with another law enforcement officer, correct?
It was.
And it was to investigate a cold case, correct?
It was, yes, it was an unrelated invest, yes.
Okay. Cold
Cold case,
case?
correct.
What is a cold case?
So I'm not assigned to the cold case unit, but it's typically a case that has been around for a certain amount of time, and as they get older and needs lessen, it becomes a cold case. Again, that's a very rudimentary.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. In any event, he went to the Cape on business, on job duty,
Correct.
to investigate, to speak to witnesses, correct?
He did.
And in the investigation that you conducted, his interview, I should say, he was completely truthful about what occurred that day, correct?
Correct.
And all of his statements were confirmed by this auto vehicle locator device that are in the cruisers, correct?
It was.
And it was all, his testimony and his timeline was confirmed by the administrative law, correct?
Yes.
And when he went down to the Cape, he wasn't wearing a standard French electric blue state police uniform, correct?
I don't believe he was. No.
He would have been dressed as an investigator with a suit on, probably.
Most likely, yes.
And he told you that he went down to the Cape in an unmarked cruiser, correct?
Yeah.
The funeral was Brian Albert and Brian Higgins in the Karen Reed case. They went to the Cape to investigate a cold case and talk to a witness for a very, very long time. And why they brought, that's the thing I don't understand. Why did they bring Kevin Albert, a cop that has no jurisdiction down there? What case were they working that they needed to take him down there? And he got so drunk he lost his badge and his gun.
Yes.
And he told you that he conducted interviews, correct?
Yes.
And he told you that on the way back, after working down the Cape all day, he went to dinner, correct?
Correct.
And he told you that he had 1 or 2 beers while he was having dinner.
He did.
And in fact, there's been a receipt produced from that dinner, correct? In this case?
Not to me, there was not.
Whoops.
We have Exhibit 39.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They went looking for 2 witnesses.
Is this Alex Berman?
Yes, it is. Sorry.
What was it, sir?
Appellant's 39, APP 0263.
Okay, sir.
Have you ever seen this document?
I have not.
Okay. And you're not aware of a receipt?
Prior to today, in preparation for today, yes.
You did see it?
Yes.
Okay. And so are you familiar with the fact that this was an investigation by the local police department concerning that day?
Yes.
And they obtained from the Treehouse Brewing Company in Sandwich a charge for $34?
Yes, I do see that, yes.
Okay. And Treehouse Brewing Company in Sandwich, a charge for $34.
Yes, I do see that, yes.
Okay.
They had 2 meals and 1 and 2 beers each, and they got that for $34. I'm never going to Tennessee again. I'm going to Massachusetts. That's dirty cheap.
And that was for the dinner and the drinks at that establishment, correct?
That's what it shows, yes.
And there was another stop where somebody purchased something else, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. Now, Michael Proctor told you that he, by no means was he intoxicated as a result of having dinner and 1 or 2 beers, correct?
Correct.
And he never told you that the other officer was intoxicated, correct?
Correct.
And he told you also that when he went into the restaurant, he locked his firearm in his glove box, correct?
He did.
And that is appropriate for a policy
It
in
is.
the law, correct?
I don't know if it was a glove box, but it was locked in an approved container.
And he did not inappropriately request overtime, correct?
He did not.
I could have a moment. Could we go to Appellant's Exhibit 38, please, which is APP 0245?
What was the exhibit again, sir?
I'm sorry, the APP number?
No, the
The base
exhibit.
number. Base number is 0245.
What was the exhibit number?
38,
48.
Appellant 38.
Oh, okay. I got it, sir.
All right. And so this is an email again from Suzanne Caravaggio to you, correct?
Correct.
And its subject is Proctor report, correct?
Yes.
And the date is now Friday, July 26th, 24, at 11:36 p.m., correct?
Correct.
Late at night. And so Suzanne Caravaggio says, "Hi, Kevin. Attached, please find your report in Proctor with my latest additions and comments, questions. I'm on vacation next week and won't have access to my email, but you can reach me by phone with any concerns."
That's so I'm waiting for me. I don't have
Oh, I'm sorry.
And
I'm on vacation next, I'm sorry.
I'll go back. I'm sorry. I'm thinking everyone has this in front of them. I'm sorry. Let me go back. So this is an email from Suzanne, correct?
It is, sir.
And it's to you, Kevin Dwyer.
Yes.
The subject is Proctor report, correct?
Yes.
And it's dated Friday, July 26, 2024, correct?
Correct.
At 11:36 p.m.
Yes.
All beers are $9, tax included. So 2 beers is $18. So each had 2 beers. That's $36. So they didn't have any food. What? That sounds. Yeah, I don't trust that. Who are you sending this to? Marissa? I don't know.
The attachment is Proctor, case number, report, correct?
Yes.
And now this is a week after Michael Proctor's interview.
Correct.
And it reads, "Hi, Kevin. Attached, please find your report in Proctor with my latest additions and comments / questions," correct?
Yes.
She then goes on to tell you she's on vacation next week.
Correct.
Yeah, that's the other question I was thinking about, because I heard that there's a lot of Massachusetts troopers or government workers who are spending a lot of money on casinos on their government cards. So did they buy beer on the job, which is illegal for a cop to be drinking on the job, on the company card? That could probably be a lot of, because they're not allowed to do that. Kevin Albert got suspended 3 days without pay, I believe.
So it's fair to say that Suzanne is making additional edits to your report, correct?
So again, the edits, I think it's important to point out that the edits are mainly grammar and formatting, the edits. The bulk of her, what I'm looking for is her questions and comments about what is in my report.
Okay. But in any event, this page now, I'm sorry, this report has now grown to 16 pages, correct?
And again, that goes back to whenever she makes a comment or and in there, it doesn't take out the previous written, it just adds to that.
Yeah. So if you could look at page 14, which is APP 0259.
Yes, sir.
So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You have 11 charges there, correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, there are 12 charges, correct?
With the L, yes.
And
Well, I'm just saying you could bring charges for
are
that.
any of these findings different than the report you sent with sustained and not sustained findings before the interview?
Yes, it was determined that, I can't tell you which one, but some of them were, they covered the same aspect. So we decided rather than have two separate ones to cover the same aspect, it was combined into one charge or one fine.
Okay, but my question is, the previous document we saw with the report with 12 findings.
Yep.
You now have a document a week after the interview, it still has 12 findings, correct?
I believe yes, I believe so.
And those findings that you had proposed before the interview have not changed now with this final editing process, have
They did not.
And so then after this report's done, he's been interviewed, the report gets finished, and it goes to Lieutenant Colonel Shoemaker, correct?
Correct.
And he's the designee of the colonel.
He is.
No, they want it to be that, oh, they're just changing the report constantly. But that's not what she did, because it evolves during investigation. Unless you just do this and look at one suspect, and then you don't have to write any reports. You can always backdate them.
And were you aware that Suzanne and I were communicating as early as July 22 about scheduling a trial board before the report was submitted?
No, sir.
Forever. And I bet you those people who got doctored paychecks, they more than made it up with overtime right after. Because again, we don't rat on each other. We have to do this for the public. But hey, you are picking up 3 extra shifts next week.
And I assume you're not aware either of, in early August, that I was questioning about a trial, date for a trial.
No, sir. I'm not involved in the communications.
Are you aware of the fact that the trial board was scheduled for September 5th?
I believe. I can't say for certain.
I'm sorry, say that.
I can't say for certain.
All right. Now you're aware that the after this invest all began July 1st, that soon thereafter the state police asked Michael Proctor to surrender his work phone,
Yes.
and the work phone would be one that the DA provided him with.
Yes.
And Michael Proctor voluntarily produced his work phone to the state police on July 10th, correct?
Yes.
And he also provided, John Staples, counsel for legal, asked me to have him provide his passcode, correct?
Correct.
And he voluntarily gave the passcode, correct?
He did.
And so then that phone was then extracted for other information, correct?
It was, yes.
What was the purpose of extracting his work phone?
To determine if there were any other text messages in that phone that could have been derogatory about Karen Reed or other cases.
Okay. And that phone was extracted. Who's Matthew LaVoy?
He's lieutenant that runs the unit that has the technology to get that information.
Was it he or under his direction that work phone was extracted?
Yes.
And then you saw that report, correct?
Yes.
And could you look at Appellant's Exhibit 26, please?
Yes, sir.
All right. And so APP 0129 Bates number, we have that in front of you.
I do, sir.
And this is first of all, down the bottom, we'll work backwards. There's an email there from you, correct?
It is.
Dated August 2nd of 24 at 11:30 a.m.
Yes.
And it's to Colonel Shoemaker, correct?
Yes.
And to Captain O'Rourke,
Yes.
and to DLT Goslin,
Correct.
and to Siobhan Kelly, legal counsel, correct?
Correct.
And copied on it is Scott Cooper. Who's Scott Cooper?
He was another DLT that was an OPIA.
Okay. And also David Toomey. Who's David Toomey?
He's another DLT that's an OPIA.
All right. And the subject of this email is Proctor work cell phone, correct?
Yes.
And you say, good morning all. The iCloud for Proctor's work phone was looked at today. There was hardly anything on there, other than some photos and videos related to evidence from the Reed trial, in parentheses, the Canton driveway and plow truck, that I believe has already been entered into the trial. There were no messages or other content. The iCloud has 5 gigabytes of storage and available, and only 7% of it was used, which supports that there is hardly anything there. From what can be seen, there is nothing currently in the iCloud that would be of concern. If anything new is learned, we will pass it along. Did I read that correctly?
You did,
So nothing was found on the work phone.
correct.
And so next, the department decided to go a step further and do what's called a cruiser dump, correct?
Correct.
What is a cruiser dump?
So again, I'm not a technical person. My understanding is that I believe that when certain smartphones connect via Bluetooth to a vehicle, that some information can get stored on the computers, the vehicle's computer. So a cruiser dump is essentially taking or searching his cruiser's computer to see if there's any data from his cell phone on there.
So, I mean, just back up, the work phone would be the department phone,
Correct.
and the cruiser obviously is the department, personal property of the department.
Yes.
And so the cruiser dump would be designed to try to find something incriminating against Michael Proctor, correct?
Objection.
Well, I'll rephrase it. What's the purpose of it?
Can we go to
Sir,
sidebar?
is it on- Please come to sidebar. Please come to sidebar. Last question, will be speaking for the record. Mr. Moynihan is going to continue his question.
Thank you.
Please go ahead, sir.
All right, so I'm going to ask the question a different way, sir. What is, first of all, the state police in August of '24 performed a cruiser dump on Michael Proctor's cruiser, correct?
Correct.
What is a cruiser dump?
Again, a cruiser dump, without the technical knowledge, it's essentially to see if Jim Proctor's cell phone had connected to his cruiser via Bluetooth, because it is known that sometimes information from a cell phone can be stored on the vehicle's computer when that connection happens.
And in this particular case, what was the purpose of performing this cruiser dump?
To ensure that we did a thorough search to find any other possible relevant text messages that may have existed on his cell phone.
And is it fair to say nothing was found?
Correct.
And so there were 2 devices belonging to the state police that were searched and dumped, correct?
Correct.
Nothing was found in either one.
Correct.
Now, is it fair to say that you were focusing quite a bit on Michael Proctor's case in July and August of '24?
Yes.
I'd like to go to Appellant's Exhibit 40. And it's a date stamp 268. Do you have that in front of you?
I do.
And so this is an email from you to Robin Marrera, correct?
Correct.
And who is Robin Marrera?
Robin Mira works in the Division of Science and Training. One of her functions is to complete the transcripts of interviews that are done.
She's the stenographer, essentially.
Correct, yes.
And it's copied to Jeremy Sweeney, and he's your colleague.
Correct.
And it's dated, is the subject, I'm sorry, it says interview transcript, and then there's the case number, correct?
Correct.
And it's dated Friday, July 19, 2024 at 6:31 p.m., correct?
Correct.
That's the same day as Michael Proctor's interview.
It is.
And it's at the afternoon following the interview, correct?
Correct.
And you say, "Hi, Robin. I uploaded an interview with Michael Proctor to your SharePoint folder. Interview was conducted today at GHQ by Sweeney and I. Others present were Sergeant Christopher Johnson, Attorney Daniel Moynihan, and Attorney Michael DiStefano, correct?"
Yes.
The next line says, "I'm sure you have others you're working on, but can this one move to the top of your list? This is a priority case for the department. Those were your words, correct?
Correct.
Now, you've told us a number of times that no one at the department told you that this case was a rush, correct?
Correct.
What's the difference between it being a priority case and a rush?
Certain cases always take priority over other cases. It is no secret that there was heavy media attention on this case. Based on that, this would be a priority case in addition to the allegations that were made. When I sent this interview, when I sent this email to Robin, this was an effort to her to move this transcript to the front of the list, take it to, she has a long list of interviews that she transcribes. So it's an effort to say, this one is a priority. Can you please move this to the top of your list?
So although no one told you to rush the case, it was a priority.
Correct.
Could you look at Appellant's Exhibit 45, please, APP 0283?
Yes, sir.
Now, this was introduced as an exhibit in the trial court, correct?
It was.
And this is an email from Jen Prokopovich, correct?
Prokopovich, yes.
And who is she?
She works in the DST.
And what is her job?
One of her duties is to assist with the administrative side of the house.
And is she the person who typically sends out case reports, ID case reports?
Yes, typically.
And charge sheets?
Correct. I believe so. That's my understanding.
And also letters of recommendation of discipline?
I believe they come from her, but again, it's not something that I'm involved in.
And you're aware of the fact that this was sent to me on August 15th,
Yes,
and that was admitted in the trial board, correct?
correct.
And there's a cover letter dated August 15th, correct?
Yes,
And this letter is from Lieutenant Colonel Shoemaker, correct?
it is.
And he is the designee of the colonel.
Correct.
And on this letter, there is a recommendation for termination, correct?
Correct.
That was August 15th of 24.
It was.
And are you aware that
He just keeps droning on about the same thing. You made it a special case. Yeah, it had a lot of media attention. So of course, they made it a special case. It doesn't change the fact that he wrote the text. He drank on the job. None of what you have said so far have disputed the facts that he was fired upon. You have tried to do it doesn't clearly state it in the guidebook that you can't do it, and it was his personal phone. And, well, why did you look more closely on this one? None of this are arguments against firing him for the misconduct he did. Could we just get to the crux of the case? Michael Proctor was a dirty, misogynist pig who was so above the law that he chose to go drinking while getting paid overtime. That's why he was fired. I don't know why I have been sitting here for 3 hours listening to this guy drone on about nothing. None of this is relevant for the reasons he was fired. Can we just get to the point that is it an actionable offense he did, or isn't it an actionable offense he did? This has been asked and answered 20,000 times so far. This could have been an email.
the fact that the report was recalled after that?
I learned that after the fact, yes, at the trial board.
Hey, Holly Mac.
And this letter of termination, which was a recommendation from the designee of the colonel, was introduced at the trial board, correct?
Yes,
And you're aware of the fact that the trial board was postponed again from September.
Yes.
That's the conclusion I reached 2.5 hours ago. It doesn't matter if you can write it in a letter, babe, or whatever that song is from that British girl group. He could have leaked the information anywhere. He could have shown his misconduct in person, in a letter, wherever. It's his actions that got him fired. It's not what he used to do these actions with. Today, the rest of the day.
And if you could look at Exhibit 47, please. Appellant's Exhibit 47.
Yes, sir.
And this is a page stamp number APP0292.
Yes,
And this also is another email from Jenny Prokopovich, correct?
yes,
And this one is dated October 29th of 24, correct?
it is.
And it says, "Good afternoon, Attorney Moynihan. Attached, please find a cover letter on the charge sheet regarding the Michael Proctor's case number," correct?
Yes,
And
That number again, Mr. Moynihan?
APP 0292.
What's the number?
Exhibit 47.
It was All Saints with Never Ever. You Americans don't know who All Saints were. You can tell it to my face or even on the phone. You can write it in a letter. Either way, I have to know. Yeah. Whoop, whoop. Just as the expert comes in, those words were uttered. Other? I don't know. Yeah, but this is longer than the 13 second it normally takes when I go through the motions. I don't know who Whack is. But I'm waiting for Valhalla to come out and talk about how disappointed he is. Oh, I hadn't seen. Well, I can't see him because he's not on Twitch anymore.
I was just making, if I
sorry.
may proceed,
Please go ahead.
I didn't know if you were ready. Thank you.
Oh,
So DLT, this is from Jenny Prokopovich, I'm sorry if I'm destroying her name, and it's dated October 29th of 24, correct?
correct.
And again, this attaches a letter of recommendation from Colonel Shoemaker, correct?
It does.
It's just a different date on it, October 29th, correct?
Yes,
And it again recommends termination of Michael Proctor, correct?
yes,
And then we have the charge sheet accompanying it, correct?
yes,
And this time the report was included with the recommendation of termination, correct? It's not with the exhibit, but if you don't know that.
I wouldn't know, sir.
Okay, fair enough. And Colonel Noble was sworn in
he had the big C.
as the new colonel in early October of 24,
I
correct?
believe so, yes.
Now, the next step in the normal process of an IA case is after I or counsel gets report that we try to negotiate some resolution, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And then if we can't, we go to a trial board.
Correct.
And in this case, we did have a trial board. We had 3 days, correct?
Yep, yes, we did.
I have a moment now. It's Respondents Exhibit 28, DOT. And we'll go first to page R0677.
Yes, sir.
What you missed yesterday, a lot of
Yes.
bad words
First, there's
and nothing else.
And so we had 3 days of a trial board, really 25, correct?
We did.
And without knowing, I would suggest January 15th, February 10th, March 13th, those sound familiar?
Yes.
So the first day was January 15th, and that's the day that the trial board was first set, correct?
Yes.
And so on this trial board, we had Captain Timothy Blackwell, correct?
Yes.
And he was the president of the board member, correct?
Correct.
We had Lieutenant Talitha McCarthy Johnson as the secretary of the trial board, correct?
Correct.
And we had Lieutenant Stephen Heen, H-E-A-N, as a member of the trial board, correct?
Correct.
And the location of this was at the headquarters in the second floor, correct?
It was.
And if we could look at Respondents Exhibit 25.
Yes, sir.
But I just need to write it. And this would be R0658, page number.
Yes, sir.
Now, this is Article 6 of the regulations of the state police, correct?
Yes.
And if you could turn, sir, to RO 6.5.1, which is date stamp number 662.
I'm yes, sir.
6.5 deals with hearing on charges, correct?
Yes.
And 6.1, a member who has served 1 year or more and has been formally charged in accordance with Department rules and regulations shall be tried by a state police trial board appointed by the colonel/superintendent, correct?
Correct.
Now, so it makes clear that the colonel decides who sits on the trial board, right?
Correct.
And so Blackwell, McCarthy Johnson, and Heen were appointed by Colonel, no, is that fair to say?
Based on that, but again, I'm not involved in that in the selection process.
Well,
But yes, they were appointed as the board members.
In January 25, the colonel was Colonel Noble,
Correct.
correct?
Correct.
And this occurred in January 25.
Correct.
And so policy tells us that the board
Yes.
members are appointed by the colonel.
Yes, sir.
And if you could look
Maybe
at
it's me.
6.7.8, and 6.7, first of all, governs the proceedings of trial boards, correct?
Yes.
And 6.7.8 on base stamp number 663 reads that the trial board by a majority vote and in writing shall summarize the evidence and make findings of fact. The trial board shall enter a determination of guilty or not guilty for each charge specification. I read that
You
correctly?
did.
And it then tells us that the board shall forward their findings to the lieutenant colonel/department superintendent, correct?
Were you seeing that, sir?
6.7, following page 664.
Yes.
So in this trial board for Michael Proctor, we had 2 recommendations from Lieutenant Colonel Shoemaker as designee of the colonel, wherein he recommended termination, correct?
Correct.
Those were introduced as evidence.
Yes.
We then had a trial board that was appointed by the colonel, correct?
Correct.
And it was their decision to decide guilt or innocence.
Yes.
Exhibit 56. We go to Appellant's Exhibit 56.
No, sir.
Thank you, Holly Mac, for 13 months. A great place to spend 13 months. Thanks all. Well, thanks to me in particular, because without me, there wouldn't be so much to yell about. And that makes a lot of people happy.
And this would be Appellant's Exhibit 37, page 372.
But thank you, Holly.
And what is this, sir?
This is Article 3 of the Rules and Regulations, the regulations establishing the duties of sworn members and civilian employees.
And under 3.1, it's titled Superintendent, correct?
Yes.
And it tells us that under 3.1, the superintendent of the Massachusetts State Police, that would be Colonel Noble, correct?
Correct.
Or Colonel Mon, remember,
Correct.
also known as the superintendent. Correct?
Yes, sir.
That he shall hold the rank of colonel and shall be the executive and administrative officer of the Massachusetts State Police, correct?
Correct.
They shall promulgate all rules, regulations, policies, procedures, orders, and directives governing the Massachusetts State Police, including, but not limited to, discipline, organization, government, administration, training, and compensation. Did I read that correctly?
You did.
Those are all the powers of the superintendent, correct?
Yes,
And then it describes the deputy superintendent powers, correct?
correct.
If you could go to 3.3 on page 0373. And this is entitled staff officers, correct?
Yes.
And it reads,
We started with those questions. Thank you, Holly Mac, for breaking up the monotony. 5 memberships gifted to Helene aus Austria, the other Jules, Anna Stanchik, maybe, Peck Cougar. I think that's something dirty I just said. Ace Babe. Congratulations, you are now able to go in and vote in my poll on the community if I should do something special for members, because I am the worst channel to be a member of, because I don't do anything for my members other than I do for other people, but I will try and do more for members. And yes, it's the same question over and over and over and over and over again, and nothing has to do with did he call her a leaking balloon nut, flat-assed, weird Fall River accent C word. All to do with what pay grade did a school resource officer have, who, if any, was in a meeting and made a decision. And this guy, half of it is just, I don't know.
staff officers, with the exception of the colonel/superintendent, shall be appointed by the colonel/superintendent and shall exercise such authority and supervision over the functions of the Mass State Police as may be assigned, correct?
Yes.
And it then tells us 3.3.1, the term staff officer shall include the following ranks: colonel/superintendent, lieutenant colonel/deputy superintendent, lieutenant colonel, and then major, correct?
Correct.
And it tells us in 3.3.2 that the colonel/superintendent shall fill vacancies in the ranks of lieutenant colonel, deputy superintendent, lieutenant colonel, and major with those officers who are eligible for such promotions, correct?
Yes.
Officers so appointed may be returned to their previous rank or to the rank of captain at the discretion of the colonel/superintendent.
Correct.
I read that correctly?
You did.
And so is it fair to say that the colonel has authority to promote and demote?
Correct.
And 3.4 deals with commissioned officers, correct?
Yes.
And it tells us that a commissioned officer shall exercise such authority and supervision over the functions of the Mass State Police as may be assigned by senior supervisory members of proper authority, correct?
Yes.
And 3.4.1 tells us that the term commissioned officer shall include the following ranks: 1, detective captain; 2, captain; 3, detective lieutenant; 4, lieutenant, correct?
Oh,
It then goes on in 3.42 and tells us that the colonel superintendent shall fill vacancies in the ranks of detective captain
we're going to hear who
officers holding
cleans
the
the
rank of
toilet
captain,
as well.
and shall fill vacancies in the rank of detective lieutenant from officers holding the rank of lieutenant. Any officer so appointed to the rank of captain, of detective captain, or detective lieutenant may be returned to their previous rank at the discretion of the colonel/superintendent. Did I read that correctly?
You did.
And so in this trial board for Michael Proctor, with those 3 commissioned officers who are appointed by the colonels and who received into evidence 2 letters of recommendation of termination, it was their task to decide whether Michael Proctor should have been terminated, correct?
At least a test to find guilt or not guilt.
And to make a recommendation.
Yes,
And they recommended termination.
They did. they did.
Objection. Can we go to sidebar, please?
And it is that trial board, oh, I didn't know we objected.
You couldn't hear it? Oh my God. Can we get out of here? We have learned that to fill the positions on a board, they have to go by the ranks, and they can fill out the positions with troopers that is qualified to be on the. And also, you can. I don't know. It's. This is how I see this case now. What? Who? What did I do? Well, I just find it unreasonable that they get to ask all of this. I don't think this would have been allowed if this was a real courtroom, because he is constantly talking about everything other than the case. The case isn't who can put someone on some board of. This case is, was he fired for misconduct or wasn't he fired for misconduct? Then fucking talk about it. It's not who was on the board who fired him. It's not whether or not someone explicitly wrote in a training manual, you can say shitty words on your personal cell phone. This is about, did he get fired without a reason? And the only thing we're not talking about is the fucking reason he got fired. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, that's what we're trying to find out, because that's what he should be looking into. Was it reasonable or unreasonable to fire him? But right now we are discussing what pay grade does the guy who cleans the toilet have. And I know it's really interesting for some of you out there, wannabe toilet cleaners who are sitting there thinking, oh, should I go Bucky? Should I go MSP? But the rest of us find it really annoying. Yeah, like my daughter said when my dad was kind of losing it in the end. Well, it was a good day. He only said the same thing 3 times. This guy has beaten that a lot. So we have learned nothing. I have no new information today that I didn't have yesterday. Nothing. Absolutely. This has been a waste of 3 hours. Because this guy just asked the same fucking question over and over and over and over and over and over again, puts it in a different wrapping, but it's the same question. And this guy clearly states, I don't know, I was not part of the decision, I wasn't part of the meeting, I wasn't. And then he goes on to ask, who was at the meeting? Well, I wasn't there. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Call these people if you want them to testify. Well, I am sorry. Apparently the definition is below. What? There's no definition. Well, I actually did, because they don't want him back. So they should be fighting harder, but I don't know. Exactly. All of this seems to be, can we just find that sub paragraph on page 39 and it'll wash everything away? Don't do that. It's as stupid as say, should we all calm down a bit? Thank you. Because he is very close to a very lucrative pension plan. Adelson. Well, at least he have done a better job than Proctor did with his investigation. This guy at least found some evidence. Ugh. Come on now. I wish we could at least see how they're arguing with the judge, because I think that the police lawyer is really pissed off with this guy wasting so much time. Well, that's what Mo advised me. Always say, you remind me a lot like your mother. Well, nothing much. That's because this is just it's pulling teeth boring. Oh yeah, there's the Cardi B case. Did she beat someone in an elevator while she was pregnant? I tried to listen to it and she scratched my nose. Did you get surgery? No. Did you talk to anyone? No. Seems like let me just try and get some monies out of this. Other than that, Cardi B, Adelson. No, nothing else. No. Expect nothing and you'll never be disappointed. That's what I told my ex-wife. Thank you, Spire. She's insinuating the board members could only take the recommendation as they had no other experience to decide. That could be. You know something we could do? Well, I can't show corn on YouTube. So that video you and I made, I can't show it. I know you're really proud of it, but it's only for OnlyFans. I don't do old cases where we already know the outcome of. No, he got off. It's not interesting for me to just sit and watch a trial just because AJ is on it, because I know he's a good lawyer. I don't want to waste how many hours just watching him, because I know Kevin Spacey was found not guilty. Come on now. What time is it? 12:30. How long are we gonna go today? And can you tell someone to better get close to the facts of the case, because we're wasting so much time. Yes, because of my size, he said, I want you to use that as a celebration of the WNBA. Du, 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 du. It's hard to even make fun of anything because it's just stupid all day long. This is my big problem. Oh, and by the way, I think there was some mishap in the Adelson case, so they got an extra long lunch. I think Charlie Adelson was testifying or something, and they had some technical problems or something. I don't know. No. Regarde mon visage. It's boring. Nothing's happening. They are asking about things. He says, I don't know. I don't have nothing to do with it. And then they keep asking 10 more questions. Then they ask another question. Then they'll go back to asking about the things he doesn't know anything about. And then they'll have a sidebar. And then the only thing we're not talking about is why the hell was Trooper Proctor fired, and why do Trooper Proctor feel he shouldn't have been fired? Well, that was because I had an empty spot, and a lot of my viewers didn't know about the Yawn case. But AJ's was a big case. Everyone knows the outcome of it. So it's kind of and it's kind of like watching a football match when you know the outcome. It's just not that exciting. This is, yeah, it's the Canton Triangle. Makes no sense if you don't think about it. Oh, it's just a long lunch. I thought I saw somewhere they had some technical problems. Oh, well, I believe things are read on the internet. Who's the idiot now? This guy. Yeah, he's shooting off a few texts to his friends. So this whack job kind of a judge, totally a nutbag, is taking way too long on her sidebars. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you have to go back. Oh my god. It was amazing. A unicorn came flying in and dropped off some evidence, and then the Martians landed and started yelling, "Get it out of here! Get it out of here! Get its horn! It can save our land!" And then Bugs Bunny showed up and said, "I'll challenge you to a basketball match." I might have dreamt parts of it. And it might just have been so boring I fell asleep and started dreaming about that. But I'm almost sure that that's exactly what happened in court. Well, it could be. Maybe. But I'm not going back to watch another 24 hours of sidebar. Don't do it. We have had nothing. We know who appoints people to some board that we don't know why we know that. And we know if they do their job, they can get a paycheck. And that when they were at that bar at Sandwich, they only used $34 for a meal and beers. I looked it up. One beer cost $9 at the place. So if they had one beer each, that's $18. But he said they had 1 to 2 beers, so that's $36. And they serve pizza there as well. I don't know how much a pizza costs at that place, but it's probably more than $5. So they were not good tippers, is all I can say. That's not a part of this case. Yes, I've been snorting all my mushrooms before the show. All of this could have been an email. What the hell? They were outside? What are these a-holes doing? Did they need to go out and get a bump? Well, Inspire, get to bed. You're not missing anything. Woohoo!
Good afternoon, the time is now 12:46 p.m. We're back on the record, and Mr. Moynihan is going to resume his cross-examination.
Thank you, Mayor. And so DLT, we had a little break there. The trial board we talked about is tasked with deciding guilt or innocence, correct?
Correct.
And they're also tasked with coming up with a recommendation for discipline, correct?
Correct.
And it is that trial board's decision, which is the reason that we've appealed this to this body, correct?
Correct.
Now, looking back at Appellant's Exhibit 56, page 0375.
Yes, sir.
So, looking at 3.7, entitled Supervisory Members, you see that?
I do.
And it talks about the duties of supervisory members, correct?
It does.
And then on to the next page, 0375, 3.7 is continued, correct?
Yes.
And it says supervisory member, I think it should be plural, shall, and there's a colon there, correct?
Yes.
And there are numerous
Yes,
subsections.
that's
It
what
looks
we
like
were
there are
told
12
yesterday.
going on to the next page, right?
There are. Yes.
So 3.7.7 says that supervisory members shall ensure that rules, regulations, policies, procedures, orders, and directives of the Massachusetts State Police are enforced and adhered to by employees under their charge, correct?
Correct.
3.7.11 says that supervisory members shall, and then it says, any unusual occurrence that may have an adverse impact upon the Massachusetts State Police shall be reported through channels to the division commander and as appropriate to the colonel
I don't do drugs, but I think it's just as efficient as shooting up hashish.
superintendent, correct?
Correct.
How do you interpret that?
If you learn of something that could impact the job's duties or performance, it needs to be forwarded through the chain of command.
Okay, and then the next page, 3.7.12.
I
Again,
would rather
supervisory
read
members'
the
responsibility.
rules
Any
myself.
unusual occurrence that may result in a question of the department's liability and/or result in heightened community or media interest shall be reported through channels to the division commander and as appropriate to the colonel superintendent. Did I read that correctly?
Correct.
How do you interpret that?
Same as the previous. If you learn of something that could be impactful, it needs to be forwarded through the chain of command.
Do I just have a moment? I may be wrapping up there, Commissioner.
Thank God. Well, he said,
That's all the questions I have at this time.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you, DLT.
Thank you very much. So it's a good time to take our lunch break. It's now
12:49 p.m. We ended earlier than I thought we would. Let me go off the record.
Can we just end it for today?
This morning, the plan that they have in place.
Lunch break. It was called what the hell brewery? It was called Treehouse Brew House. I don't think he's smart enough. What? I really don't understand what has been going on for the last 3 hours, because all of this is just he's been sitting here. Hey, did you know that he did this? Yes. Okay. Can we talk about who was the guy who got sandwiches for the meeting you weren't a part of? Well, I wasn't part of the meeting, so I don't know who got the sandwiches for the meeting. When you got the sandwiches for the meeting, did you have a ham sandwich? No, because I wasn't at the meeting. Did you know people get paid if they do their job? Yeah, that's pretty normal. Well, that's all I have, Your Honor. So stupid. But this is how your taxpayer dollars work the best, everyone. So I don't know when. I think we're back at 8. No, 2 o'clock. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock now, right? Yeah, it's about 1 o'clock. I'm guessing we'll be back at 2 o'clock. I'll try and see if I can find out. Just follow my Twitter and the Discord, and I will say when we're back live. Go out there, touch some grass, get some air, get out of this funk we are in, because 3 hours and 3.5 hours of nothing. It should be illegal to have a public funded meeting this long for nothing. Hey, Bob. If this all fails, maybe he'll go on a whistleblower tour and out everything. He seems petty. No, because if he goes on a whistleblower tour, he will be indicted as well. No upside, none at all, unless the feds comes to him, puts down a binder in front of him and said, you want to go away for 40 years or you want to talk. He's not saying a word, because if he had just shut up and didn't appeal this crap, he would be the head of security in some mid-sized firm in a year. Because that's how it works. You shut up, we take care of you. I'm going to take care of myself and go outside and get some fresh air and get some food, because this has been horrendous. But it's always a nice time spending some time with you. And I'll hope you'll look back at me, come back. Jesus, English.
What exhibit are you referring to?
I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor.
All right.
100.
100.
Because it is 100%
100%.
correct.
Checking your honor.
So you literally built a cannon?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
All right, I'm in love.
Go back. Please do that again. Oh, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't have cared.
You wouldn't have cared?
No.
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
No.
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
Probably did. Everybody has.
I can't see anything from